All right, I think we are good to go. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I don't know if you guys can hear me. Sound check as usual. Seems a little bit too loud from my end. I thought I just turned this thing down. Turn it down a little bit more. So we got it. Right, a little bit better. There we go. That seems a little bit better. A little bit better. But what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Coach J, aka Jant Sports, aka Jant716, aka Mr. Shiesty, aka Mr. Two Times. I got a gazillion nicknames that I can go through, but we're not going to do that. That's for another show. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We're back here again. It has been a while. For the last time we were on, guys, there was a lot of activity. There's a lot of activity that was kind of going on. We were still, we were trying to wait, just to see, like, hey, what's going on with the transfer portal, right? We talked about that. We had the entire coaches roundtable. If you guys haven't checked out that episode, please do. I think it was a Wednesday night or Thursday night show. It was great. Roundtable with me, Coach John, and Coach Mook. Awesome segment. As we kind of really broke it down for 8A and just overall, kind of did that. And I think we're gonna have our own roundtable episode exclusively for members. So definitely be on the lookout for members only. But yeah, there was pretty much one certain activity that happened over the course of the weekend, and that was of course getting the Lou Groza Award winner. Let me just make sure I'm getting this name right. But Graham Nicholson, kicker right out of Miami, and no, not from Miami, Florida, but from Miami of Ohio. Yes, Ohio. For those who don't know, the state of Ohio, my brethren, my Lake Erie brethren, has a school called Miami of Ohio, and he is literally he was the best kicker in the nation last year, 26 out of 27. And he was excellent. Didn't miss an extra point. Was pretty much for the most part spotless from 40 yards out. So all of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen, we went from, I remember 10, 15 years ago, I remember when we had to share kickers, right? We had Jeremy Shelley, and I forgot the other kicker's name, but he was like number 43. He was our long distance kicker. Even though he barely made any long distance kicks, he had enough leg drive to kick it from 40 yards distance. Like Shelley couldn't do it. Shelley was 30 yards, was 20, 30, and maybe barely on the mark 40. But I remember we had to go through that to a point where, for the most part, guys, I mean, we've never had phenomenal kickers. I would say maybe since Saban's first 4 years, and we had decent kickers, and then all of a sudden we went through like almost a decade of just average to mediocre kicking, and then all of a sudden we picked up Will Reichert, thankfully, as the savior, and he actually ended up living to the expectations. Right, our Hoover brethren ended up becoming the best kicker in Alabama school history, and the question now was, can we replace him? A lot of people, including myself, thought that Tally could be, and maybe Tally still could be that guy, but there's going to be some competition. Because not only did we bring Will Reichert's replacement, we brought in somebody who arguably was better than him last season, and Lou Groza Award winner. Which, if you don't know what that is, that's pretty much the award for best kicker in the nation that season. So, Graham Nicholson is officially an Alabama Crimson Tide member. We pretty much all should expect that he is going to be the starter, because there is no reason why you're going to waste a scholarship on a kicker that's not going to at least compete for the job. So again, it is a possibility that Tally was going to be that guy. And yes, Tiffin was good. But again, that was during Saban's first 4 years, right? Tiffin was good. That was during Saban's first 4 years. Pretty much after that, it was terrible. It was terrible, man. I remember, man, when we had to fill in Andy Papanastis. And Andy Papanastis literally almost, man, I can't tell you how bad Andy Papanastis' career would have been if we would have lost that national championship to Georgia in 2017. Of course, we also had an Austrian kicker. I forgot. I'm forgetting what the name was, but he. Griffith. We had Griffith. I forgot about Griffith. Griffith was solid, right? He made that onside kick in the national championship game. But he also, I don't know. I can't really blame. I actually kind of blame that on Saban more than I would say Griffith, because Griffith. I mean, you're trying to kick damn near almost a 60-yard field goal, and he's never ever attempted it in his life. In that Iron Bowl, which actually ended up being kick six. So Griffith actually ended up making two of the most important kicks, arguably, in a football game. One of it actually going our way, and the other not going our way. Yeah, let's see. Bama fans have kicker PTSD. Yeah, we do. We do have kicker PTSD. For a decade, we've had kicker PTSD, but like I said, Daniel, no longer. No longer. It will no longer be the case. Alabama has back-to-back, not just good kickers, not just great kickers. We've had back-to-back number one kickers in the nation. Right? Will Riker, Lou Groza, and now we look at Graham Nicholson, Lou Groza Award. So just like that, ladies and gentlemen, Alabama is starting to turn into kicker university. We actually might challenge Texas. Like I said, Texas has had a slew of history of great kickers. We actually might challenge Texas. Who would have thought about that, ladies and gentlemen? Who would have thought that, just like that, ladies and gentlemen, Alabama might just have one of the best special teams units in the country. Last year, we had an All-American punter and an All-American kicker. And now this year, we're about to have the exact same. We're about to have an All-American punter and an All-American kicker. The tide has changed. The tide waves has officially changed. It is a 360. We were known for great defense, running the football, great offensive line, slow game management play, and terrible special teams. Now all of a sudden, we're known for having elite offensive play, up-tempo speed, and great special teams units. Defense is known as that's last for us. We're not known for great defense anymore. I think that just kind of I find that funny. I find that funny. We're literally, the last couple of years, ladies and gentlemen, we've literally been the best special teams unit in college football. What's going on, Patriot Life? We need an All-American returner. You know what's funny? I think we do have that All-American returner. We just didn't really use it. I have no idea why Kendrick Law didn't return kicks. Kendrick Law should have been the kick returner. But you got the players. You got the speed. That's for damn sure. You just gotta figure out a way to use it. Justice Haynes could have been a kick returner for God's knows. Last year. Like last year, Caleb Downs could have been the punt returner for the season. Instead, we wanted to be stubborn and put in Cooley McKinstry as our punt returner. Like, we had the players. We got the players this season. Hell, Jerry Bernard, before coming here, was an experienced kick returner in Michigan State that I think actually had a kick return touchdown. Like, you got the players, you got the experience. You just got to figure out a way to put the right players in the right position. That was the issue last year. Yeah, Kool-Aid had the yips. Kool-Aid was like a mini version of Marshawn Lynch. Just kept, Marshawn Lynch, as powerful as he is, one of the things that I hated about Marshawn Lynch's game, he had the ugliest juke moves you will ever see. You're like, how in the hell do people fall for Marshawn Lynch's ability to juke? He cannot juke. Like, Marshawn Lynch puts down his like when he's actually putting down that foot, he's trying to put you in a position where he can stitch you up. He does it so violently, but so ugly at the same time, and also so methodically slow that you're like, how in the hell do people fall for his ankle breakers? That's Kool-Aid. Not to mention that Kool-Aid's not he's not the fastest individual, right? Not the fastest, like, on the field individual. So we got Cole Adams. Cole Adams got experience. They wanted him to juke. That's what gave him his juking power. Well, that juking power didn't help last year. I keep trying to tell people, man, just because he was able to do it against lower Division I schools the year prior does not mean that he's a great returner. Because I've seen what's his name? I've seen Brian Branch, who's had no returning experience, in his first ever punt return, take it to the house against one of those schools. That's how I knew that. I'm like, okay, yeah, Kool-Aid McKenzie's not a great returner. He's not a great returner. Because because literally they put Brian Branch in there for meme purposes, and he literally took one to the house in his first try. Hell, they did it last year with Caleb Downs, first try, because Kool-Aid kept messing up, and Caleb's first try took it to the house. Like, when are we going to learn to that certain players are just not meant to be returners? They just don't got it in them. And that's our problem. We have not selected the right guys to return kicks and punts for this team. Well, and that's exactly what we got to try to figure out. We got the athletes, we got the speed. We just got to figure out how to do it. You look like that guy in Waterboy. Exactly. You know what Kool-Aid looked like? And like I said, this is no disrespect to Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid's going to be a phenomenal player. And speaking of that, we are going to talk about drafted players. We are going to be talking about drafted players, guys. That's why, like I said, instead of like doing intros, I just wanted to kind of hop straight into some of the news. We got a lot of stuff to catch up on. I'll probably catch up on a lot of the people that's in chat later. But Kool-Aid reminds me of who remembers I think his name was Brian Campbell. Who remembers Brian Campbell from not Blindside? What's that movie? What's that movie by Denzel Washington? It was Denzel. It was that football movie. It was Denzel Washington. It was the strong side. It was the strong side movie. I keep forgetting the name. But that's who he reminds me of, guys. He reminds me of Campbell. That one scene where Campbell is running down the sideline, and you can tell that it was poorly choreographed, poorly scripted. But the way Campbell was running, trying to chase down that ball carrier 50 yards from behind in order to force that fumble, that's who Kool-Aid reminds me of, with his running motion and just his overall movement. Not the blind side. It's Remember the Titans. Yes, there it is. Thank you, Marvin. Remember the Titans. Remember the Titans. That's who Kool-Aid reminds me of. He reminds me of Campbell, the linebacker. Just running, just weird. Friday Night Lights? No, not Friday Night Lights. Even though I do got to watch Friday Night Lights, not the movie. Not the movie. I want to watch the TV show. I gotta watch the TV show. The TV version is my favorite. Yeah, but that's what it reminds me of, ladies and gentlemen. He reminds me of Campbell, that running move. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we have kickers and punters. We don't have to worry unless injury happens, which this was the same argument for last year. We don't have to really worry about it. We don't got to worry about it anymore. We're good. We're literally straight in that on those particular areas. All we have to do now is figure out who's going to be our return specialists for both kick and punt return. Which again, we got options. It's not like we don't. We have some of the best athletes in the country. We have all these. We have the most 5 stars for a reason, right? What's the name of the guy from Arizona State? Oh, you're talking about Elijah. You're talking about Elijah. Yes, you're talking about Elijah Blades. Make sure I get that right. I think that's Elijah Blades. Make sure I get that right. No, that's not Elijah Blades. It's Elijah. Hold on. Make sure we get that name right. Elijah Badger. There we go. Why Elijah Badger? So yeah, Elijah Badger. Yeah, he's in the transfer portal, and I actually like Elijah Badger. I do like him a lot. I watched him last year against Washington. He literally practically carried that team on his back. He was everything for them. He was literally one of their best. He was their best rusher. He was their best receiver. You lined him up in the slot. And primarily when you did that, for the most part, you just kind of brought him in motion. And he particularly would either do jet sweeps. Sometimes he was the wildcat quarterback. But he was also their Z receiver, right? He was also their Z receiver. Sometimes they actually placed him in X for formations, but he played everywhere. Z, X. He was H. Sometimes he was their Y. Sometimes he was their Y guy. He was playing as a wildcat guy. He was everything for them, for that team. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I like Elijah Badger's swag. I like his swag. Right? He had that little hoodie. Which again, I've never understood. Again, if it's cold as hell, then I can understand. But even then, like, dude, like, you got that little hoodie, you got a helmet on, and even when you have the helmet off, that hoodie's not protecting you. That it barely covers like any warmth in your ear. It barely does. I never really understood that type of apparel, but I do like Elijah Badger. I do like Elijah Badger a lot, and he is in that portal. And if Alabama wants to go ahead and get him, then they can. I will say though is that I think that we may have 2 or 3 versions of Elijah Badger. Maybe it will be as good as him. We'll find out and see. As far as on-field production, I don't think we have a player right now that based off of last season that matched his production. But he does have that experience. He's a hell of a football player, that's for damn sure. And yeah, that's an opportunity. If Alabama wants to go ahead and get him, and they can. But yeah, he's that Kendrick / Deebo Samuel type role where if they feel like they don't like their receiving depth, they can try to bring him in. Again, Kalen DeBoer, he actually played against him, against Elijah Badger, so he has some sort of familiarity with him, and that would be interesting. That'd be very interesting to see if they want to try to go ahead and get it. Are we getting Tarko or no? Tarko hasn't entered the portal yet. We're just waiting. I think we're just waiting at this point, guys. We're trying to wait for some more big names. For the most part, Colorado probably may have the most big names in the transfer portal. Of course, we lost Greedy Vance. Greedy Vance went to USC. That was a player that Alabama actually offered. They actually offered that kid, and he decided to take his talents to Southern California. That actually is somebody that actually won on this team. Yes, for the most part, he would have either been playing at your Husky or your Rover, but that's a guy that could have been that was a player that could have been an immediate contributor. So yeah, we're just waiting on Tarko. We're waiting on Holloman. Those are the 2 names that I like. Alabama, from what we've heard, has not shown any sort of interest or any other offer to some transfers. So for the most part, as far as who's dominating the transfer portal right now, I would say it's probably Colorado. And even then, I don't even think it's that big of a deal, because let's be honest here, guys, this transfer cycle has been garbage. It has been terrible. Like I said, we have about 1 more week left until it's over. We have I think we got about a week left. April 30th is when this thing is going to be over. So we'll see we'll see. Like I said before, I think players are they're trying to see like what's their standing on the team, right? Pretty much this kind of wrapped up the conclusion of spring games. Maybe there's more. I got to check the schedule, but maybe there's more spring games over the weekend. But for the most part, a good 85 to 90% of spring games are done. At least the major schools are done. And now I think players are just waiting and trying to see, like, hey, where do I stand with the team? Where do I stand? Do I have a chance to compete for the starting job? Am I 3rd string? Am I 4th string? And for the most part, you just see like a lot of backups. You see a lot of backup players, a lot of true freshmen, redshirt freshmen. That's who you're seeing in the transfer market, not actual starting caliber players like we saw last year. And I think that's kind of the difference. Is the winter market is the season's over. There's coaches are getting fired. You don't know where standing with the team is. You don't know if your coach is going to be there. Like there's massive changes that's going on during that winter portal window. And so spring is normally schools got their crap together. And yes, there's questions, like I just said earlier, where players want to, they want to see like, hey, where do we stand? But for the most part, yeah. I mean, hopefully next week can be the one. It could be this week. It still could be this week. But we got one more week left, and then this transfer market is over. And then we're literally focusing on fall camp. We're literally focusing on fall camp. So what's been going crazy though is basketball, right? The basketball spring the spring portal has been going crazy. Of course, Alabama also landed a guard in Holloway, and Aiden Holloway from Auburn, true freshman guard, 6'1", 179 pounds, kind of known as a combo guard. He actually ended up transferring to the University of Alabama. Not a shock here, but Mark Sears, even though he declared for the NBA, he still has that year of eligibility in college. So if he wants to, he can go back to Alabama. If he doesn't like his draft standing, or if he becomes an undrafted free agent, he can go back to Bama. And obviously we lost a couple players of ourselves of losing guys like Walter and Griffin. So by getting a player like this, you're adding a lot more depth to your guard position. That's one area where Alabama has been strong during the Nate Oates era. So that's another kind of big name that we're actually able to get that pretty much we're able to steal from Auburn. Which, by the way, guys, how in the hell does this rule translate to football but not to basketball in terms of you not getting players from the SEC? The big center from Rutgers is visiting this upcoming weekend. Yeah, he is. He is visiting this weekend. 7-footer, averaged around 7 boards a game. That's what we need. We need a true inside guy. We need a true guy that has the potential to dominate that can dominate the paint. Not to mention that, again, he's a rim protector. That is true. Oh, Darius, don't you talk about Colorado football. Listen, Colorado football. Darius, I can't tell you how many times I had to interact with these idiots on Twitter talking about how Colorado football is dominating. Because let's be frank and let's be clear about this, guys. Colorado isn't dominating the recruiting trail. They're dominating the transfer market the transfer market trail. That's what they're dominating. They're dominating the transfer market trail, not the recruiting market trail. That's what they're getting. Because here's something that people don't talk about, guys. They lost over 20 players. So yes, they're getting a lot of players. They have no depth. They have no starters on their defensive line. We know what, Darius? Coach Prime, he cooked the transfer market last year. Look what happened. They won 4 games. But I'll give Coach Prime this. He's picked up some quality guys. I'll give him this. Like he picked up some quality players. He picked up some good quality. But I don't know. Are we going to give a coach that much credit for losing over 20 players again in the transfer market? Especially because half of the players that were a part of that transfer market were guys that either were starters or were rotational pieces for the team. They were contributing to the team. So I don't know. We'll see what they do. But I'm not going to give them that much credit for doing something that is kind of obvious. Right? They're trying to replace depth. They're trying to replace the losses that they had. Who's the better quarterback, Shedeur Sanders or Jalen Milroe? I'll get Shedeur. Listen, Shedeur is going to be a first-round pick. I'm not going to hate on it, right? Just because I'm not going to hate on it. I like Shedeur Sanders. I think right now he's better. I think Jalen Milroe has the higher ceiling, though. Jalen Milroe has the higher ceiling, because nowadays, if you take a look at the top draft prospects, they're all multiple quarterbacks. They're all mobile quarterbacks. But Jalen Miro has the higher ceiling. And like I said, guys, if he can clean up the mechanics, clean up some of the mistakes he did last year, then boom, he can honestly, he can be better. Well, no, I mean, come on. I mean, like I said, some people are not gonna like what I say, but when I made the comparisons between Shedeur Sanders and Jalen Miro, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, let's be honest here. Shedeur Sanders is a better pocket passer than Jalen Miro. I mean, that's not a false statement. He's a better pocket passer. Better defensive back, Travis Hunter, Kamani Jackson. Yeah, Travis Hunter. Yeah, I'll go with Travis. I'm not gonna hate on it. Why is Coach Prime trying to copy Bama's football on YouTube? It shows on my feed. Man. Listen, Linda. You're not the only person. You're not the only one, Linda. There's a lot of who wins more games, Miro or Sanders? Miro. Jalen Miro's going to win more games than the Sanders. Colorado's probably going to win 8 games this year, 7 or 8 games. But yeah, there's a lot of content creators and there's a lot of media personalities that are copying Bama football on YouTube's formula. It is what it is. Matter of fact, I didn't want to hop straight into this thing. I was trying to ignore it, but that's actually kind of more of a good point. So a lot of people were trying to attack my boy Coach Mook. Everyone knows that we love Coach Mook in here. A lot of people were trying to go after Coach Mook because Coach Mook was doing something that he thought was right. He was doing something that he had evidence for, and he called out on it. You know, me and him, we had a conversation. We had a conversation about it, and a lot of people, for the most part, they were trying to come at him. And this was from our own group. This was from our own Bama community trying to come at him. And listen, he called something. He called something out. I believe Coach Mook for the most part. He's got people that backed him up. That was there for that particular day as well. If you guys were on Twitter, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. And you got a lot of people, a lot of media personalities that are coming after they're literally coming after him. And you know, listen, we've had plenty of people, even from our own community, that have tried to copy our formula. Right? They're trying to copy what we do. Right? I've seen it personally. Right? You know, Ty Hayes, for the most part, literally, you had people from On 3 stealing his ideas. And, you know, Ty, he's not bitter about it. He's let it go. Hell, you had people steal some of my ideas. Not that long ago, guys, we talked about having our own theme songs for the chat. Like, we had this, matter of fact, we did it. And then all of a sudden, I take a look, and there's people that have their chat and literally incorporated every single one of their members. Every single one of their members, they incorporated their own theme song. And we just talked about this last week. So, I mean, guys, it makes sense. You know, as far as what we are, we're literally we're one of the largest in the business. So we have a lot of people that watch us. We're on a lot of people's feeds. And so it's not shocking. It's not really shocking at all. But for people to really kind of go out to really kind of go there and disrespect Coach Mook like that, I think it's abysmal, especially because these are supposed to be professionals. Like, these are supposed to be professionals. These are supposed to be his peers, someone that he sees from a daily basis, and for people to kind of pretty much kind of act like snakes, and maybe that's putting it out harshly or rudely, but so I don't know. I kind of find that disrespectful, and yeah, I mean, you know, me and Coach Mook, we had the conversation. I was about to go at people's necks on Twitter, but I just said, you know what? I'm not gonna make the situation worse. I'm just gonna kind of just leave it silent. I might speak about it when I'm on here. But yeah, it's I don't know, it's disrespectful. Maybe Coach Mook, when he comes on, he'll probably go in more in depth into it. But all I know is Coach Mook, he's not gonna go at anybody's neck. Well, he's not gonna go at anybody's neck just for the sake of it, right? It's not a bully. if he ever comes at somebody, it's for a good reason. Generally it's for a good reason. And yeah, like I said, I'm gonna stand by him. I think we are gonna stand by him. Yeah, that's just kind of all I gotta say about that, man. It's just kind of just one of those things, man, where unfortunately you got people out there that's willing to do stuff they're willing to do stuff for clout. And that's just kind of the business that we're in when it comes to the media world and the content creation world. It's kind of what we're in. Next thing you know, I'm telling you, man. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Like literally, we just talked about having our ideas as far as creating our own members' theme. Like we talked about. A lot of you guys were in chat when we're playing themes for a lot of you guys. And literally the next day, I get sent the DM link to somebody's YouTube, link to somebody's team YouTube channel, and that's what they're doing. I'm like, you cannot make this crap up, man. Who's the better coach, DeBoer or Sanders? Oh, I think you're acting Darius, but no, I mean, come on, man, DeBoer's the better coach for sure. Like you can't make it up, Brian. You can't make it up. Like, I mean, literally, you had people name, like, hell, even the name of their members chat. Somebody called their chat the Undefeated. Somebody like you had people out here, media personalities, calling their own people the Undefeated. Like what? But it is what it is, man. Like I said, we gotta do what they gotta do. People gotta do what they gotta do. But when you come at one of our own guys, we're gonna defend our own. We're gonna defend our own. Yeah. Yeah, his computer must be broken because he's screaming on every post. Jesus. What's up, John, man? Yep, doing well as always, man. Just chilling for the most part, hanging around with the chat. But for the most part, guys, yeah, not that much kind of going on. Not that much kind of going on with Alabama sports. We got a couple of transfers coming in. That's pretty much about it. Oh, I forgot. NFL draft. What the hell? I got like written down here. NFL draft. Can't you copyright your ideas? You can. Like you can actually, like, there is a process that you can do in order for you to kind of, in order for you to try to really, have rights for that name. The problem is though that there's a lot of other people that have kind of used that name themselves. So it's going to be a little bit harder for you to get it's going to be a little bit harder, to go through that process as far as trying to claim that name. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just weird. I just find it weird. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy. It's like, it's crazy. But I don't know. I'm excited about the NFL draft. I watch it every year on TV. Yeah, I'm excited about that too. I'm very, very excited. I'm very excited about our young guys. That's going to be coming to the NFL draft. I'm very interested to see how many Bama players can get selected in the first round. I'm very, 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 very excited. Dallas Turner, Kool-Aid, Karen Arnold, J.C. Latham, 4 guys expected. And I can't wait for it. I'm trying to see if we can live stream the entire event. I'm trying to see if we can live stream the entire day one. Because if we can't do that, then I might just live stream like the entire thing. I might just do it on my own YouTube channel, and we'll kind of live stream the entire thing. Kind of going for that. We need to protect what you guys worked hard for. Yeah, we do. We do. Absolutely right, Linda. How do you feel about the NFL draft and the ones that are going to be the first round? Um, if we're talking about Bama specific players, yeah, I think 4 dudes are going to get drafted. Now, here's one thing I've been hearing about Chris Braswell, guys. There's a couple of teams that I've heard on NFL's team boards. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of message boards. However, I am a free subscriber. I am pretty much a free subscriber to about a couple of them. There are a couple teams that could get him. So Kansas City could get Chris Braswell. They could do it. Kansas City, and then also too, there's also a conversation about even my team, Buffalo, of grabbing Chris Braswell in the first round. So there's a possibility you may see 5 dudes drafted. Worst case scenario, though, Chris Braswell is going to be a second round pick. His draft hype has actually been positive. His draft stock has increased, right? He was kind of known as a mid second round pick, now being known as an early second round guy. So there's a possibility he can slide into the first. Besides that, though, Dallas Turner, right? He's been mocked to Atlanta, even though his odds have kind of dropped. Right now, it's Liatu Latu. He's right now the first person. He's the first person right now. That is like he's supposed to be the first guy, the first defensive player going to Atlanta. So those odds have kind of jumped in his favor. He went from being a 2,000 2,000 plus, now being around 600 plus. So his odds are starting to kind of shorten a little bit, and we're now starting to go a little bit more towards those negatives. So Dallas Turner's his odds have kind of gone from it went from 500 to knock around 1,200 plus. So there's a possibility that Atlanta may not even take Dallas Turner. If he doesn't go to Atlanta, though, then expect Denver to take him, because there's no way in hell Denver doesn't have the asset and the capital to move up and get a quarterback. Jay, you got to use some of the new music, bro. I can't. So this is what happened. And like I said, so this is kind of what happened. We got to try to figure out which music we can use and what we can't really use. There was some music out there that ended up kind of getting copyrighted. That actually ended up kind of getting copyrighted. So we're trying to figure out what music can we use and what we can't really use. And so we got to really kind of try to figure that out. So until then, I think we got to use the basic until we're trying to figure that out. Really, I've been trying to figure that out for like the last 2 to 3 days. So until then, we've just been using a lot of the basic music. Otherwise, I'm not gonna lie to you, I would have been kind of changed it up. Kansas City getting Braswell. Casey's my late husband's team, born and raised. Yeah, that'll be exciting. But yeah, the hype has been really going up because their top edge rusher, he torn his ACL in the Super Bowl. So they don't really. So like I said, you have I keep forgetting, but you got the Purdue edge rusher, and you don't have anybody else to kind of play opposite of him. So Braswell could end up being a guy that goes to Kansas City just to kind of replace, because they don't really have a guy right now that can play on that outside. They didn't get anybody for free agency. So the chances of him getting Kansas City picking up Chris Braswell, that's actually pretty high. Or they could trade out of it to the second round, get more draft capital for the future, and then just ended up getting Chris Braswell in day 2. I thought so too, Moraka. I thought so too, but apparently though that just wasn't really the case. There was a couple things that actually ended up being copyrighted, and that is true. StreamYard will tell you if it's copyrighted or not, and so, but for some reason we still were able to kind of get some of those strikes, and so I don't know. It's kind of an issue that we gotta try to figure out. But kind of until then, we just got to go with the basics. But yeah, in terms of NFL draft, from what I've been hearing, guys, Dallas Turner, it's either Atlanta or it's going to be Denver. Terrion Arnold, it's not confirmed, but the best chance of him right now is probably going to be Philadelphia. Terrion honestly could slide. He actually could slide in this draft, only because there's going to be an increase in tackle play, there's going to be an increase in receiving play, and also because of how the first 5 to 6 picks are going to go, it could actually mess up the range in where Terrion goes. So right now, J.J. McCarthy is he's projected of being a top 5 quarterback. McCarthy is projected of being a top 5 quarterback right now for the NFL draft, if not top 3. Washington's odds, I mean, he went from a 2,000 plus, ended up being a 600 plus. So J.J. McCarthy actually could end up being number 2. And then number 3 could be Drake May. Minnesota could trade up all the way to go up and get potentially Jaden Daniels. Or you could reverse the order. But for the first pick all the way to the 4th pick, you could literally end up seeing quarterback. Then Marvin Harrison Jr. could go 5th. Maybe not. Malik Neighbors could slide. Roma Dunze, he could slide. And that's really gonna mess the order of things up too, because that means that Talisa Fuega, he's probably gonna drop. Joe Alt's gonna go to number 7, but Fuega's gonna drop. As far as quarterback play goes, Terrion's gonna drop, Quentin's gonna drop, and it's just based off of how the first 5 to 6 or 7 picks are. It's gonna mess up the order of certain draft picks, which means that certain players could fall. Because before, hell, there's even a rumor going on that Atlanta could trade out at number 8, and they could switch with some other team. And again, I don't think it's Denver. Denver's not going to do it. It's going to be a team with a lot of draft capital. And so, but Denver needs they literally need a premier edge rusher. They have no premier edge. And so they need one. And so it's either going to be Dallas Turner or it's going to be Liatu Latu. So we'll kind of see what happens there. I hope my Ravens get Kool-Aid. That's a big possibility. Matter of fact, Kool-Aid, he's been mocked to go on there. He's been hyped to kind of go on there. It's either been him or Nate Wiggins. But Nate Wiggins doesn't make sense for them schematically wise because he's not a big corner. Right? Typically, like Ravens, the Baltimore Ravens, they love to get big corners. This wouldn't make sense for them, especially in their scheme when they play a majority of man. It doesn't make sense for you to get a zone corner who's like 170 pounds. It wouldn't make any sense. So I could see Kool-Aid either going to Baltimore or I could see him going to Detroit. Denver just need Jesus. They do need Jesus. They do. Because my God, they literally have no quarterback on their roster. It's actually an embarrassment of what's going on with that franchise. Yep, they do got Derrick Henry. Baltimore does have, they got Henry. So yeah, I mean, like I said, if they can get Kool-Aid actually he fits their scheme. He's a better fit for their defensive philosophy more than Nate Wiggins. So that's where I can see him going. Terrion Arnold, I think going to Philadelphia would make the most sense. New Orleans for the most part, they need more tackle help. And they actually need a right tackle. They need a right tackle. So a lot of people has been kind of hyping up Talisa Fuega. They drafted Trevor Penning last year at 17, but Trevor Penning has been absolutely terrible for the New Orleans Saints. So I could see J.C. Latham going to New Orleans. There's also a great possibility he actually ends up going to the Chargers. The Chargers could trade out of that number 5 pick, generate more draft capital, and they can end up getting J.C. Latham in those late areas. Baltimore is known for Bama guys. They are, and you know why they're known for Baltimore. You know why, right? It's because Ozzie Newsome. Well, he's not their general manager anymore, but he does play a big part in that a big part in that organization. He plays a big part in that organization, right? He's kind of like Nick Saban. He's kind of playing that consultant type of role. But he plays a big factor into their draft picks. He's not leaving. Still plays a factor. So yeah, it's big possibility Kool-Aid ends up going to Baltimore. I could see that move. Another thing I got an idea, and I gotta pretty much present this to Kyle. But I'm hoping, I think we can do like a live mock draft. I think just doing like a live mock since the NFL draft is going to be on Thursday. Just do like a live mock pretty much before the entire thing goes off. That'd be pretty cool. Just enjoy the chat of the Bama family. But as far as anything else goes, I'm trying to think of any other particular spots. So yeah, we talked about J.C. Latham. He could potentially end up going to Chargers, or he could end up going to the Saints. If he slides to the 20s, and there's a possibility that he actually will slide to the 20s, only because Amarius Mims, he's getting buffed up. Troy Fautanu, who's more he's more of an offensive guard than a tackle, but Troy Fautanu could actually end up going to the teams as well. You got Talisi Fuega. You have Joe Alt, and you have Fushanu. Fushanu's gonna be, he's probably gonna be taken by the Jets potentially, and that's if Rome doesn't go there. But Fushanu is either gonna go there or he's gonna go to Las Vegas. And Las Vegas actually needs a right tackle, but for some reason they just haven't been interested in J.C. Latham. I don't even think they called him in for a visit. So I could see Fushanu going to the Raiders. I could see J.C. Latham going to Miami. That's another particular location that he can go to. I can see him going to Miami. The question is, though, is that are they going to make him play on the right side, or are they going to make him play on the left side? Because they already have Austin Jackson, who pretty much plays at that right tackle spot, that blind side for Tua. But Austin Jackson also has experience playing at left tackle. So if you draft J.C. Latham, where would you place him? Would you play him at left tackle, or would you play him at his natural spot, which is right tackle? And then just swip and have Austin Jackson play the left tackle spot. She just combined both. Yeah, I saw it. I wasn't gonna call it. I know what she meant though. I know. Listen, Moon Rocket, you know what she meant. You know what she meant. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's actually a good idea, Linda. You do like a live mock draft and just have you guys pick, have you guys kind of make the picks and trade. That actually would be a pretty fun and cool idea. I don't know if we can use PFF, but we can definitely use like Pro Football Network. Oh, actually, we could use PFF. We actually have a membership for PFF, so we could use Pro Football Focus, or like I said, or we can also use Pro Football Network and just do like a live mock draft. That actually would be a pretty cool idea. Just kind of let the chat and some of us kind of choose what we want to do. That'd be pretty cool. Latham to Green Bay. I could see them. Latham going to Green Bay. That could be a possibility. If Latham goes to Green Bay, though, he's gonna have to play left tackle. He's gonna have to play left tackle because Bakhtiari played at that left tackle spot. That's really what they're missing. They're missing left tackle, and they're missing, I think, a left guard. So if they can end up, Graham Barton is projected to potentially go there, or maybe even a Troy Fautanu, just in case if they want to slide him inside, especially the left guard spot. But yeah, J.C. Latham goes to Green Bay. He's gonna have to play left tackle. So, we have seen right tackles make that transition, especially now more so than ever, make that transition from going from the right side to the left side. So it's a possibility. Definitely a possibility. Hey, it's the boy from Africa. Which one? Which one, Antoine? Like Eagles and Bama. Trying to think who else though. We talked about Latham. Talked about Kool-Aid. Terrion Arnold. Dallas Turner. Yeah, Dallas Turner. I talked about him. So yeah, that's kind of who I see it. And then day two, the possibility of Chris Braswell going day one. That's also a possibility. Day two, I could see Chris Braswell. I could actually end up seeing him. He could actually end up going to Carolina. You pair him up with the Jadeveon Clowney. Like Chris Braswell could end up being the first player, pick number 33. He ends up going to Carolina, playing off the edge, right opposite of Jadeveon Clowney. That's a big possibility because they just lost Brian Burns. And so to have kind of more of that outside linebacker hybrid type player to play right opposite of Jadeveon Clowney, that actually would be a good situation for Chris Braswell. That'd be a great situation. Yeah, guys, hit the like button. Yeah, definitely hit the like button for sure. Hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe, share the live stream as possibly can, become a member. Definitely. Jermaine Burton's also another day two guy. Jermaine Burton's also another day two guy. But man, I've been hearing some things. I've been hearing he's going around 3. He's been mocked to the 3rd round a lot, and it's not particularly his fault. It's because of it's just how good this receiving class is. But Jermaine Burton can actually end up slipping to the 3rd round. And then Justin Boygby could end up sneaking his way into day 2. So Justin Boygby can actually could end up sneaking it all the way down to day 2. So we'll see what happens. We've seen it before, guys. I mean, Tyler Steen was projected to be a 4th or 5th round pick. He actually ended up being 3rd. And Byron Young actually ended up being a 3rd round pick as well. So yeah, I can see Justin Boygby being a day 2 guy as well. Oh boy, guys! If you guys are a big fan of ginger ale, definitely pick up Verner's. Definitely, if you have the opportunity, guys, you got to get Verner's, guys. This drink is so good. This drink is so good, man. The best ginger ale of all time. I don't really have a favorite NFL team anymore, but I was rooting for the Eagles because of the 4 Alabama guys. You know what? This is what I'll say about the Eagles, though. They got a lot of Georgia guys as well. That's why I don't know. Like, yes, you got Jalen Hurts on that team. Yes, you have Landon Dickerson. You got your Bama guys. Eli Rich is on that team. But you also got a lot of Georgia dudes. You got a lot of Georgia dudes on that team. That's why I don't know. Like, I like the Baltimore Ravens a lot because, they have a history during Saban's era of just drafting nothing but Bama guys. So that's why I kind of like them. I hate LSU more than I hate. Gosh, ooh, the hatred. I hate Auburn, Tennessee, and LSU with a passion. You know what? I used to hate LSU, not anymore. I don't know. Maybe because I've visited Baton Rouge more times than I can count, and I've actually kind of like went around the area, been to those football games. That I've kind of like. I used to hate LSU, but maybe no. I think I hated them though because of Tyron. I think I hated them though because of Patrick Peterson. I didn't like Patrick Peterson. I didn't like him as a football player. I didn't like him, and I didn't like him. I didn't like Eric Reed. I hated Morris Claiborne, and I hated Tyrann Mathieu as football players. Only because I don't know, they were just getting so much attention over our guys. I don't know why. I just did. I'll always pull for Hurts, man. I love Jalen Hurts. Yeah, Jalen Hurts. Listen, Jalen Hurts is the man. Jalen Hurts is the man. He does got a rebound though. He's got a rebound. I know he was hurt last year, and he was making that transition to Rob Johnson as his offensive coordinator. But my gosh, I mean, they fell apart. They ended up going 10-1, and they just fell apart late in the season. What's up? What's up? What's up, Justice? What's going on? What's going on? What up? Nothing much, man. Chilling, talking to the Bama family, talking to the Bama chat as usual. I hate anything that's not Bama. It's not Bama. I feel you, Knight. Something wasn't clicking, and something was yeah. It just wasn't right. It wasn't right, Auntie Janet. It was not right. Listen, I don't know if we can put all the blame on Rob Johnson. I don't know if we can put all the blame on Jalen Hurts. It just wasn't right. But I do know this. He was hurt. But I don't know, even then, like, everybody's hurt, right? When you're playing football for that long, especially in the professional league, like, you get to like the late stretch of the season or close to the playoff time, everyone's banged up. Everyone has some sort of injury. And so I don't know. Like, I don't know. I will say this though, their secondary was god awful. And that played a big part into why they lost all those games. Their secondary was trash. And so that's why they need a corner. Like, you desperately need a corner this year. Their safety play is terrible. Their quarterback play, for the most part, I mean, they're just getting older, right? They're getting a lot older. But you got to have that guy to play right next to Darius Slay. You got to find that guy that can play right opposite of Darius Slay, and that's, you got to get a guy like a Terran Arnold. Hell, I would even take a Quentin Mitchell. You got to get somebody in that secondary. That's one thing we can safely say. That secondary was awful. I hate Joe Burrow. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't the biggest fan of Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow has been terrorizing my team for years. I'm tired of him. I'm tired of that McCulkin looking. No, I'm not gonna say it. But you guys know what I mean. I'm tired of McCulkin Jr., man. Tired of him. Tired of him. I wasn't gonna celebrate his injury. I ain't gonna celebrate his injury, man. Because like I said, I want to beat players at their best. But man, I'm tired of Joe Burrow. Or like, what do they call him? Joe Burr. They call him Joe. They call him Joe Shiesty, Joe Burr. They call him Iced Out Joe. I don't know. Like, it's just, man, he was just cringe as hell, man. I'm sick of Trevor Boo-hoo-hoo. Oh, you're talking about Sunshine? Joe Cool? Yeah, I like that nickname from Joe Cool. But, yeah, let's see, Sunshine? Oh, yeah, Sunshine. I don't know. See, Patrick Mahomes, I don't know, man. That Kermit the Frog looking effort. That's another person I don't like. Man, Patrick Mahomes is a little girl. Like Patrick Mahomes is a little girl, man. Sounding like Kermit the Frog. I'm tired of Patrick Mahomes. Always complains. When he doesn't have stuff his way, always likes to pout. Like that stuff he did to Josh Allen. Like I said, they're boys. I get it. It's competitive nature. But I don't know. Like there's way more instances of that. Patrick Mahomes, man. I don't know. That entire Mahomes family is just weird, man. His brother Jackson Mahomes. Oh my God. I'm not gonna get into Jackson Mahomes. His dad talks the most shit out of anybody I've ever heard. Keeps saying that he's gonna keep smoking on these quarterbacks, smoking on these packs. Always drunk at the games. And then Taylor Swift is always there. Now she's hanging out with Brittany Mahomes, and you guys know how I feel about Taylor Swift. You guys know how I feel about Like I don't know. It's like Tom Brady, Linda. It's like Tom Brady. Like this is how Tom Brady acted. Like whenever he felt threatened by like another quarterback person. I don't know. Mahomes is the GOAT. Listen, Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. He ain't better than Tom Brady. And this is coming from a Bills fan who hates Tom Brady. He ain't better than Tom. He is not the GOAT yet. He's number 2. I got him number 2, but he ain't the GOAT yet. And I'll give respect to Patrick Mahomes about that. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks I've ever seen, if not the best quarterback I've ever seen. But man, he's Kermit though. He just acts like a little girl. A close number 2. Yeah, that's what I'll give him, a close number 2. If he wins another Super Bowl and he wins 3 Super Bowls in a row, I'll give him that credit. I might actually give him his flowers. But I'm not gonna sit up here and say he's the greatest of all time. Let's see, Antoine Corrington becoming a member for 3 months. He said if y'all ain't seen the pictures of the sourdough bread, the Croatian board to be baking, man, mouth watering. I'll put my 3-month super chat on that. Roll Tide. Yeah, man, definitely check out LaQuasia. You know what? I gotta check that out. I think after we're done with this, I'm gonna check out LaQuasia's channel. And man, I might have to check it out myself and see if that is mouth watering, because I ain't gonna lie to you. I like myself some bread. Like myself some dough. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me do that now. Let me do that. I'm doing that right. I'm doing that right now. I'm checking it out. I'm looking at it right now.
What up, my boy?
What's up, Coach Moot? Oh boy.
Chilling, man. What you looking at? Quaisha channel?
Yeah, I'm looking at the dough.
The dough, baby. What up, Quaisha? What up, Moon Rocker? What up, Mike G? What up, Antoine? What up, Mike? What up, KT? What up, Kimberly? What up, Antoine? What up, y'all? How y'all feeling? Man, we've been cooking a little bit today. Got some edits. Did I show y'all that highlight of T.I. memes from this weekend? Oh, you ain't seen it. I'm gonna show you the regular highlight there, gents, and then I'm gonna let you see. You'll get to see the edit when I put it out later.
Okay.
It's one of these. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, that ain't the one. Hold on. That ain't the one. That was one, but that ain't the one. Hey, gents, when I say this boy mean, okay. I'm gonna start the music because the chat got to see this earlier.
Was this from the Rivals camp?
Nah, this wasn't Rivals. This was 707 passing camp.
Okay.
Let me see something. I'm gonna try to edit something too while we here, because we could do this. But I'm gonna do it like I had earlier. Next time I'm gonna go get on here and set it up. But here we go. Hold on. Let me put it back up. All right. Dang, we bigger than a mug. Why we getting? Okay, there we go. All right, check this out. This T.I. Mims, 4-star wide receiver. I don't know if you was on last week when we did the little sit down with him. Alabama expressed some interest in him. He came for a visit, 8-day weekend. I got to meet him, and yeah, this is a possibility here. And I just want you to look at the route, not necessarily the catch, but the route and how he's.
Oh, let me zoom in. Ooh. Wait, play that back. Play that back. Play that back. Hold on. I gotta get it. I didn't get it. Hold on. Can you pause it when he can you pause? I need you to time it. I need you to pause it when he takes that inside step.
Okay.
Hold on. I need you to hold on.
Hold on, Jake.
Wait, hold on.
Calm down, bro.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. I need you to. Wait, hold on. Can we zoom into that? Can we get that zoom to right?
We can't zoom, man. I want to zoom so bad.
Look at his body composition. Look at boy.
Look at the weight distribution, bro. And watch how much power he like, just no effort just generates out of this cut, man. Oh, he gets about as flat you can get on that type of route. Yes, it's a post corner look, but it's a spacing post corner. So you got the post look, and it extends because safety is playing like 12 to 15 off. And you got 4 seconds to throw it, man. It's like a 24-yard route, maybe. 30, 35 at max. Like, I can't tell from the angle how deep the pass was, but man, I mean, and the climb too. Watch how smooth he climbs. Jesus Christ.
Oh God, man. Oh, but look at the recovery. Look, man. Listen, I gotta give him credit though. I like the effort and the recovery that he tried to do, man. Sometimes you gotta, man. This is not.
Hey, Jay, I was telling the chat earlier. That's one of them situations where when I get turned around at this moment here, right there, at that moment, I'm looking to act like somebody else was supposed to be on that side.
I say now I'm passing this off. Listen, I got some hands on him. I'm just passing them off. That's my job.
What are you? Jesus. I mean, hey man, I'm telling you, man, Coach Shepard and these wide receivers he going out there to get, man, something dangerous, something to look out for. I mean, a lot of them. Lashia Brooks. Oh, wait till I get clearance to make him one. Ooh, it's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get ugly, my boy. Let me tell you.
Wait, Coach, can we play that one more time? I got one more time. I need to see it one more time.
Okay, I got you, bro.
I got it.
One more game, boss.
We got to get that. We got to get the pause right. Because I don't think people in the chat fully understand how bad this is. Can you pause it right there? Oh my God! Oh, look at the extension of the legs.
Man, my knee would probably give out right now, but trying to get. You know how bad my.
Oh.
You see the coach though? That's the highlight for real. The offensive coordinator down here at the bottom with the black on. Yeah, just look at him. He just knew it. He knew it. He seen the route. He seen it happen. I think he knew when he called the play. He said, if they give me that one-on-one with safety, it's up. Oh my Jesus.
Coach, I'm cringing. Oh, that's a sprain.
Bro, my knee would have gave out. I don't do cuts like that no more, bro. I can't cut like that no more. But it's not even about it's just how he set it up, man. And one of my evaluations on T.I. Mims was the fact that he has a tendency to make all his inside routes look similar, whether it's second phase, third phase. All his outside release routes look similar, second phase, third phase. And in the first phase, you can tell that he's honing those skills in. His release is something serious, and it's deliberate. But I mean, you can see his deliberateness in just trying to climb, on that route. You see him trying to press the cushion of the safety, and it's like he had a good feeling for the spacing and what the timing was. Because in that post route, most people try to overdo that, trying to get an extra step in. It was literally a 1-2 plant, and the like you said, the balance and the power generated out of that plant, bro. It's something lethal to not plant and go at an angle, but to plant and almost go back flat. That was, bro.
And the plant, man, when he planted that, man, God. When I'm telling you, man,
the safety play that is about as good as you could.
Yeah. When you have a player, man, that's literally, man, that kid's leg extension, that was.
Oh man.
He needs some medical attention.
Hey, when I got the clip, because T.I. sent it to me. He sent me the clip straight to my phone. He's like, Coach Smooth, check it out. And I pull up. That was the first clip I seen. That was the first one, and I didn't even care to watch the rest of them. I was like, bruh. And then I know you saw the clip between with Luke Metz and I'm telling y'all, man, this
Luke Metz, man. I seen that little. Listen, I seen that little golden ball he pulled out from that camp. He wasn't fucking around, y'all.
You know what's crazy? They say him or Daryl Johnson, nor did Daryl Johnson get the best linebacker for the camp. But a lot of people were out there saying that they definitely it had to be them too. It'll be crazy to see these ratings come out at the end of this class.
Nah, they're gonna Luke is gonna be a 4. They got him as a composite 3-star right now. He's gonna be a top 150 player by the time this thing's over.
And it's crazy. Rob was the only one that had him as a 4-star. So I mean, I guess they like him at that camp because he sure was a talk of the camp this weekend.
That kid's got nasty power, man, from that lower body.
Yeah,
he's got nasty power.
I mean, and you remember I was saying it a couple weeks ago, a month ago, whenever we had Luke on. I was saying it then that Luke is one of those kids, and Daryl, man, they're those kids that you could kind of put in space, bro. I could see Duke or Luke at some point in time, if they wasn't to get 245, 250-ish weight range, I could see them cats playing in space a lot. I'm talking about Husky, Rover, not necessarily Rover, but more so Husky, those guys that play closer to the line of scrimmage, your main run support, blitz scheme, third linebacker on the field, and in this 4-2-5 scheme. I think you can see athletic guys like that. I mean, QB Reese is coming in just like that. Rangy linebacker, you know, plays the middle of the field, good, plays in space, diagnoses the run game quick. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's what they want to see now, man. A lot more of these teams, they want to see more of that Levante David prototype player that can simply just get in and out of their breaks, continue to backpedal when needed to do it, can fill in, but also can play out in space. That's what they want. That's today's linebacker.
Facts. Rich news and sports. You coming in with that? My boy said Ty Simpson is QB1. Man. Hey, next year, I believe it 100%. 2025, my boy gonna be QB1, 100%. You know what? I ran this simulation the other day, and Jalen Miro got hurt with this current roster. You know, the NCAA 14 revamp. I finally got back online. I ran the simulation, right? I didn't play it this time. I just let it play out on its own. And Ty Simpson's awareness on the NCAA 14 on most rosters is lower than Jalen Miro's this year, which is crazy to me because last year with that roster, when I first started playing with Alabama, Ty Simpson's awareness was like a 76 overall, and Jalen Miro's was like a 71 or 70, 71, something like that. And you know, that ain't nothing for like the QB. You need 80s to be solid. So they didn't move Simpson. Miro's is at an 81. A lot of rosters, revamp rosters have him at an 80, 81. Yeah, I retired about 15 years ago myself. Hey, yeah, I'm telling y'all. How many of y'all knees cringe did watching that, bro?
Man, I'm almost out of cramp.
Listen, man. Hey, but I did want to talk about something. You the perfect person to have this discussion with, my boy. Hold on 1 second. You seeing the news about the NCAA?
They turned it to the point where like you can literally transfer whenever you want to transfer now.
Yeah, and immediate eligibility. So my question is, and I'm gonna bring it up here. Give me a second. Undefeated. Y'all give me a second. I don't want y'all yelling at me. You know what I'm saying? Here go the article right here, and this is from ESPN. Shouts out to them, keeping us up to date on all the craziness in college football, NIL, and pay to play and transfer portal stuff. ESPN been kind of in their bag. So check this out. NCAA ratifies immediate eligibility for athletes who transfer. Associated Press, Indianapolis. NCAA athletes are now eligible to play immediately, no matter how many times they transfer, as long as they meet the academic requirements after the association fast-track legislation to fall in line with their recent order. The Division I Board of Directors formally ratified the change to the transfer rule Monday and approved a tweak that allows schools to identify name, image, and likeness opportunities and facilitate deals between athletes and third parties. So the very thing that people were trying to keep Coach Saban from acknowledging, it literally happened before their eyes, bro. And just like all your theories about the super conferences and all of that stuff happening, bro, this is giving me more reason to believe that.
Oh, what's happening? It's happening, ladies and gentlemen. Whether if you love it or you hate it, this is. I mean, I'm telling you what this is going to turn into, ladies and gentlemen. This is free agency. This is the free agency period. It's going to be even worse now. And for the most part, yeah, it's going to be the AFC conference and the NFC. It's literally turning into the NFL. College football, as we know it, is dying, and this is just the way it is.
This is the part that's crazy to me. Athletes are not obligated to accept assistance from the school and must maintain authority over the terms in their NIL agreements.
God,
beginning August 1st, member schools will be permitted to increase NIL-related support only for athletes who disclose their NIL agreements. So basically, now you're putting these 17, 18, 19-year-old kids in a position to where now they have to publicly let everybody know what they collecting. So now that's really how they're trying to secure themselves when you get these NIL collectors and all these, boosters involved. Now you allowing the press to put pressure on them to stay in a bad situation if they made the wrong decision chasing the dollar. To me, it hurts, but it helps at the same time, because now you really got to go push back to the old school way of where you're going to play it. But if you can deal with it for a year while you getting $20K from somebody every month, you'll deal with it. Like as a college student, you give me $9K. Imagine, Jay, you graduated 2016, right?
Yep.
So you was in college 17 to 19, something like that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So right before COVID. Imagine back in 2017, if you would have been able to like get a deal at whatever Mississippi Gulf Coast College, whatever, right? You sit down there, you get your stipend from your scholarship, right? That's what, $1,500 a month after that. But then you got an opportunity to make another $8,000-9,000 just showing up to practice. You ain't got to perform. You just showed up because of your high school hype. Imagine that. You know how much craziness gonna be? Cats gonna be opting out of games as true freshmen, talking about they saving themselves for the portal. Like it's gonna be crazy, man.
Man, I can just imagine, especially over there in Texas. You know, I am interested to see what Texas does, because you know what Texas' biggest NAL collective is? That Lamborghini dealership shop.
I'm telling you.
I'm very interested, because all of a sudden these players make that announcement like, "Hey, I signed a Lamborghini."
Right.
You have to announce the confines of that contract. Oh, I'm ooh.
You talking something different. You talking something different now that they went that in depth. The NCAA is just trying to maintain some type of relevance. And the courts are telling them, bro, y'all missed y'all chance. Like we about to show y'all how to fix this. And like Josh Pace said, it has to get broken. It has to be broken fully before it starts to get fixed. So ain't nobody tripping. Man. It's bad, man.
And you know this wasn't like the NCAA. Like, if it was up to them, this wasn't their first option. They wouldn't really try to go ahead and try to approve this. They had no choice. Got no choice, though, ladies and gentlemen. They have lost.
And more updated news, not necessarily breaking news, but updated portal news. As you saw, Ed Woods, the Arizona State safety, is entering the portal, and Alabama is one of the destinations that he plans on visiting. What's your take on it, man? I'm not going to lie. I went and looked at some clips, and I mean, let's not be name chasers. Not horrible, but we have a solid group of safeties. You know, I don't know. Do you go out and really push the envelope with safeties per se? Can he play? Can he be some support in the Husky or the Rover position? Possibly, but I like the way we look there. What's your take on it, bro?
If we get him, he's going to be a death piece. I don't think he's going to be an immediate contributor, and that's kind of one of the things I feared. Is I want to get guys that are immediate that are going to be competing for the job. I want guys that are competing for the team. I don't want to just get somebody that's going to just be there and be the second, or potentially can move up in their season is going to be the second guy. I want that could start. I do not want to get another. And like I said, I'm not going to disrespect this player that much, but I don't want another Jalen Key. Right. I don't. We missed out on a potential starter last year because of that crap, and I'm not. I don't want to go through that again. So like I said, I rather, like I said, we can't get any big name players for this transfer portal. Then I would rather let me get these guys young, because this is a season where we don't need to go undefeated to make the playoffs. You can go 9-3. You can get into
9-3. They were literally making like these mock brackets of last year's what ifs, top 12 what ifs. What if Alabama had lost to LSU, and LSU and Alabama are 2-3 in the SEC West because Alabama lost to LSU, but Ole Miss won out, and they're the you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And now who in the East other than Georgia is formidable, is fit to be in the top 12, so it's one of those things, man. I think, like you said, you go and get guys that can impact early, that can take advantage of being an older guy with experience. Because I like a lot of us, I like our young guys in the secondary, especially the young guys in the secondary. A few of the linebackers are showing flashes. Of course, our young wide receivers have come out and they made their mark in Caleb Olden and Bubba Hampton. Young running back Daniel Hill. And I think those are spots where you can kind of watch guys grow with growing pains. Cornerback is not an ideal spot that you want to, but when you have talent and the scheme like we run, I think it kind of supports the idea, but I don't like the idea of going out and getting another safety. I like the competition in our safety room right now. You got Keon Sabb, you got Brayson Hubbard, you got Rodarius Morgan, you got Peyton Woodyard, you got Malachi Moore, Devontae Smith, Dre Kirkpatrick working in back there. I saw Zay Mintz again working back there at safety. You know, it's so many. Xavier Brown, Husky, Rover, all those spots, boundary corner. I mean, it's so many DBs and young talent that we can literally go out and, if we're going to go out and get some guys, let's go get some guys that can show you that those guys aren't ready. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to be hard to do. It's going to be hard to do. I think.
Yeah, because it's not like the winter, man. Because like during the winter, like yes, it's chaos going on because you got coaches are getting fired, administrators are leaving left and right. I mean, you don't know where your standing is going to be potentially for the future, so that causes a lot of disruption and chaos. The spring window, for the most part, it's just about, okay, where do I potentially stand after the spring window? Do I have a chance to compete for the job? But coaches are not getting fired.
Right.
It's mostly stable. So, I mean, what are you seeing like mostly in this portal? A bunch of second or third string guys that are entering the portal. Not a lot of instant starters for what you've seen before. So, like I said, if we have to ride the ship and just go with nothing but young guys, then I'll take it, because I don't need to go undefeated to make the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. We can go 9-3, and by the time we get into the playoffs, that's actually for our benefit, because now a lot of the young guys that we kind of questioned and maybe had their struggles, we can expect these guys to now all of a sudden they have a crap ton of familiarity with the playbook and with the playing scheme, and that actually will make us a much more dangerous team going into the playoffs than the regular season. That's why if we got to ride the ship with young guys, let's ride the ship.
Let's ride it, man. I mean, when you have a front that's experienced as Alabama's returning front with a lot of that young talent mixed in, you look at the linebacker core, a lot of experience on that level. You look at your interior secondary and your Husky, Rover, and free safety. You have a lot of experience there, and possibly, honestly, too deep in two of the spots. And then with Red Morgan displaying the type of playing and the type of results he's displaying early in his true freshman campaign, I think we're in a good shape in the safety room. It's this corner's position. If we're going to grow up somewhere and just rely on talent this year, let's do it at the Brown. Let's do it at the boundary. We're forcing everything out there anyways. We're pushing them to play in the skill sets that they're familiar with coming from the high school level. This isn't Saban's old system to where it's so complex that guys can't really fly around. You saw the adjustments made in the spring game. If you pay attention, the corners began to play a lot more aggressive after the first half was over with, and they kind of got a feel for what was being thrown at them. So they're eager to learn. That's been echoed by coaches, by other players, teammates alike. And it kind of showed itself on spring at the A-Day. So I think it's one of those things, man. Me and you are on the same mindset when it comes to going into the portal. Any other big names you saw going to portal? I saw
the kicker.
Yeah, the kicker. I see we got him out of the portal.
We literally got the best kicker in the nation.
The Lou Groza Award winner. But you remember the last time we had a good kicker from the year prior? Andy Papanastos. Y'all remember that? Andy Papa.
He was trash, though. Like, even going into that thing, it was trash.
That joker was hitting everything for Ole Miss. They was bragging on him coming into Bama, man. And then from the first game, oh, my Lord.
I mean, yeah, his man, I would have felt bad for him. I'm not gonna say it, but let's just say if you're a Bills fan, or if you're somebody that keeps up with Bills kickers missing big field goals, if we would have lost that game because he missed that 32-yard field goal, it would have been bad. It would have been really, really bad.
Hacker Music says no professional league will ever allow both unlimited salary and unlimited free agency. Yet that's what we have right now in college football. Hey, you echoing the same thing that Coach Saban and a lot of this, the support for all of this, NIL collective, putting some parameters on it. You echo the same sentiments, man. I got insurance. You good? Keep. Uh-oh. I don't know what is happening. What I missed out on? Y'all acting up in the chat, man. Ego, Sean. Oh, y'all tripping. Oh, y'all drinking. Y'all passing drinks in the chat. Y'all is silly, man. Hey, but so yeah, the kicker, that's huge. Seeing him come to Bama, being a place where the competition was open. We knew that coming into it. Calling the title two wasn't necessarily proven. A lot of hype around him because of, he made the play on the kickoff, made the tackle last season. Never really got to see his leg. Didn't see him kick in the spring game either. I don't remember. Do y'all remember him kicking in the spring game? I know. What's the kid's name? Rosh Shoemaker or something like that. Shoebach. Let me see. Let me pull this thing back out right here. Reed Schubach. That's who was kicking in the game. Reed Schubach. You know who that is, Jay?
Nope.
Me neither. So shouts out to Reed Schubach for holding it down. Hey, you never know, man. It's always, for the past few years, it's always been like some unsung hero for Bama to come in and start making a name for himself out of nowhere. So yeah, man.
Will Riker was like the prophecy in waiting.
Right.
Everyone thought that he was going to be the guy, and he actually ended up being the guy. So who knows? Maybe somebody else will fill his shoes.
Hey, what's your take on 2025 offensive tackles Jackson Lloyd and his this new buzz about him being interested considering Bama?
I like his size. Like I said, I didn't go that much into his tape, but I like his size. Isn't like what 6'6", 340 or 350?
6'7", 290.
Oh God, woo. Yeah. So he's kind of
exactly.
He's got that Formy build. That's what literally that's a Wilkin Formy build right there. But yeah, I mean, you like the size. I gotta dive into the film and the tape. But otherwise than that, yeah, I like the size for it.
Well, it's your lucky night, brother, because I got his huddle film up in the background.
Here we go.
And we can go ahead and mute that summer gun right there. Put this thing over here like this right yonder. Separate it like that. You're gonna get over here like this and present the screen like that. Gonna change this screen right here. Gonna share that some gun right there like that. All right.
Why you sound like Drewski?
Huh?
Why you sound like Drewski?
That boy don't give a piss about nothing but the tide, you hear me?
That's my darling. That's my darling Miranda.
Jackson Lloyd, all team counted, first team all league. The young man is Jay. I'm gonna let you watch it. I ain't even gonna talk about it. Why? 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 I'm gonna just say it before the play start. Crazy drive. Pad level good too to be 6'7". You watching it, Jay? Can you see it? I'm sorry, I'm over here. Uh-oh. Can you hear me, Jay? Uh-oh.
I mean, I muted myself.
Oh, okay.
I myself muted. Now I got this thing in 4K.
Yeah, this thing. I mean, the dude.
You see his
No, they didn't. Did they just feed him? Hold on. We gotta. Did they just feed him?
I was about to criticize. I'm like, okay, he's too high on that. He's too high.
Hold on, bro. Hold on, Jay. Did they just toss?
They got him on a screen.
No, they didn't, bro. They did, bro. Oh man, yeah, we not playing. I was about to say he got beat bad on that one.
Must his pad level's too high.
Yeah, that boy, look at him. Oh, he's about to toss it. He was about to throw it. Jay, they ran a double pass with an offensive tackle. It would have been illegal too.
No, he decided to take that thing off. Look at the burst.
Look at him, yo. No way. Oh my God. Yo, this is crazy. Jay, that's crazy. That boy took off. Look at him.
Nah, man. That man. Oh, come on, man.
We're not doing this. We're not doing this tonight. They are not.
Man, he's got some burst.
Bro, we're not doing this tonight. What are they feeding these kids, bro? What are they really like?
Chitlins, gizzards, and pig feet.
Chitlins, gizzards. Oh man.
That's the secret sauce.
6'7", 290, bro. That boy was about to launch it. He tucked it, bro. Hey, no cap. And y'all can bury me for saying this. that boy, his awareness stepping up in that lane to do something looked a little bit better than Ty and Jay out there, bro. Jay in the middle road. That boy look like he might be able to come and compete next year. You know what I'm saying? He keep that up, man.
Looking better than DJ Uiagalelei.
But that boy, hey, listen, he looked like DJ Uiagalelei.
I bigger because DJ is like what 6'5", 260.
Hey, DJ could be playing DE in that Bama right now.
His little brother's doing it. Mateo.
Man, hey, in hot sauce for the speed. Hey, facts, man. That Joker, he was moving, man. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, I like his size. Like you said, you see the power. You could tell it's going to be another technique. Usually with big guys like that dominate from majority of their high school career, technique is the stumbling block for them transitioning to the college level. But you look at the caliber of defensive lineman at Bama, we'll learn real quickly what he is, what he's made of, what his development chart, I guess, or progression. Future development progression looks like. We got a super chat from my sis caller M Bailey with the $4.99 super chat. Said shout out to the undefeated chat. Y'all on one tonight. Hey, undefeated been on one for the past probably 6-7 days since A-Day. Meeting each other was probably the best thing and the worst thing that could have happened because now they know each other and they got like real good interactions with each other, Jay. It's like being in the chat room with your cousins, you know, with all your family. Ain't no shame. Folks come in here be looking at us crazy. We don't care. We family. That's what we do. What's up, Cynthia? How you feeling? Bruce Watson in the chat. After Proctor, man, I'm really afraid of another big tackle. The thing is, this kid's going into his
Proctor, you know, his movement was not as athletic as that dude.
Yeah, but Proctor came out of high school at 320. You know what I'm saying? You keep this young man at 290 where he's Kayla DeBoer, Chris Cap, prototypical office. That's
Troy Fautanu right now. Troy Fautanu 6'7", 305 pounds. They kept him slim. And he's back over the first round because they love his movement. His athletic movement came in raw. 3 years of progression. Yeah. Now he's gonna be a first-round pick.
Look at how hard we're pushing for Zaire Addison and Ty Haywood. Both of those guys 6'5 plus 6'6, right at the 285 to 295. I think Denton, Ty Sanders, right? Ty Hayes is from Denton, Texas. He's the one, I think he's probably a little bit taller, but he's lighter than Zaire. You look at Zaire in any other clips, man, that young man is something different. I mean, it's the reason why he's getting us.
He's got because I'm thinking about this too. He also had Rosengarten too. He had Rosengarten, who's 6'8", 305. I mean, there's literally specific type of tackles that DeBoer and this coaching staff they like tall tackles, but also they want them slim. They don't want them to be 320 or 330. They want these guys to be slim. They want athletic movement. They value movement over strength over power.
Yeah, Jack. Proctor's not 365 now. We a lot of people it was some sightings. I got to see him when me and Kyle were getting ready to go up to the press box. He was standing up on another level, and he looks, I mean, like Jaden Roberts. You know, I wish I had seen Jaden Roberts before his 15-pound cut. You know, because he still look big now. You know, Tyler Booker. You know, all of these guys, they're big guys, but they're lean. You know, they don't. We don't. Our offensive line group doesn't look like a bunch of hogs anymore. It look like defensive linemen in the trenches on both sides of the ball. You know, and that's, to me, in this day and age of college football, you look at the NFL. What are those guys averaging, man? 275, 290.
They ain't big anymore.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I forget which offensive lineman. I think he might be in his fourth year. Came from Bama. He was talking about you know, the time Evan Neal, I think it was you know how they was bragging about they was bragging about how big he was and how athletic he was at that size. But I think even Evan Neal is down to like right at, you know, hovering around that 295, 290 range now, you know, from the time he came into the league. So it's definitely becoming a smaller game, you know. But the thing is, you're still able to maintain a lot of that tenacity and power and aggression and force and drive with all this new technology of how to generate power, generate power, you know, all that stuff. I mean, science is done its thing. So they're learning how to make them more compact, but just as powerful, if not more powerful. They said move Proctor to guard ASAP. Who we gonna play tackle? Who gonna play tackle? Booker? I honestly like Booker at guard right now. The way this shaping up, I think we can find us a tackle. What you think, bro?
Yeah, we could. Somebody said Trent Williams is 318. He's actually 312.
Yeah.
He lost 20 pounds. He went 312. And what does Trent Williams do? What's his best attribute? What's he like? What he does in the run in the passing game? That dude will run 30, 40 yards easily and start trucking dudes.
Yeah.
Running over dudes in the run game. I mean, that's what they want. It's an athletic game. But yeah, we can definitely use more tackle depth. I want more competition there for sure.
Yeah. And I've said that, man. I said that even, both of us were against Caden Proctor coming back. Just for mentality reasons. It was never a skill thing, but I came into this offseason thinking that, Elijah Pritchett, Naquil Bertrand, Miles McVay, that they would be a lot more. To me, Miles McVay made the most improvement this spring. If you look at his lack of experience, he didn't get a lot of snaps last year, but he improved massively from week 1 up until this spring scrimmage. And he's one guy that I say look out for to start challenging for one of those tackle positions. I think Wilkin Formby has the ability to play left tackle. If we want to move him from right, you see how good he looked at right tackle. I wonder if he would look better at left tackle, man. Some of the offensive line experts out there in the chat, that can talk about the difference, but I've seen guys like Jonah Williams go from left tackle to right tackle, right? I think
he'll play at right guard and right tackle, then translate it to left tackle.
Right. So I feel like Wilkin Formby has the similar skill sets and range as far as range of motion. His speed out of his sets, out of his stance is solid. Pad level, I haven't seen him overreach. If he's beat, he's trying to make the safe push, right? Not reaching and grabbing. He relies on his technique a lot. He's a technician at the offensive line position. So why not try him at left tackle and possibly bring in, McVay for right tackle? I heard McVay struggle early, but out of all the linemen, that was improving. Casey Poe and Rock Montgomery are the names I kept hearing. Casey Poe and Montgomery, both interior guys. I say give McVay an opportunity to be out there, maybe next to Roberts. Maybe the left side is not a strong side. Get him over there on the right side next to Roberts, So, that's just my personal take on it. Booker at center, Roberts and Proctor at guard. Tackles, I don't know. What, Rich? Why would we put Booker at center?
He's never played center.
He played it before, but you don't want him at center when you got James Brockermeyer there and Parker Bransford is still there. He just wasn't practicing. He had some mental stuff going on, but you got 2 solid centers, and then you got Joseph Ionoda, who took the snaps there for the second team during the A-Day game. So I don't know why you move Booker. Yeah, I thought he was serious. Until he might be. I don't know. After that comment, I've been looking at his comments. He ain't said nothing crazy for real. That was just weird. Not in a bad way, but I don't see why you would want to move Tyler Booker. That's mine.
No, you keep him at guard.
Yeah, the guard, the interior part of our offensive line is the strongest part right now. You want to keep that intact as much as possible. So,
man, ever since Darius came in here, man, Auntie Janet, she's been coming for names.
Hey,
she's been coming from people's necks, man. Ever since Darius, man.
Hey,
Darius,
my boy Darius came in here earlier today. He said, "I ain't trolling today. I'm just trying to talk football." I ain't hear nothing from my boy, man. I felt bad. I don't know if they scared him or what, but
he's been coming. He's been coming during my segments.
Oh, okay. I was like, man,
talking about Colorado for a little bit. Being the best.
Oh, he a Colorado fan again tonight?
Oh no, he talked about Coach Prime killing the transfer portal.
What? Oh, I thought I seen something important. But yeah, that's what I got tonight, man. As far as updated news and everything. What else did you talk about? Because I only caught like the first half. I was trying to finish this edit, man. I want to show y'all so bad, but I don't know. Oh, y'all want to see a sneak preview of Jace Pro Day?
Oh, please.
I'm gonna look at my manager real quick. You think I should? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. It's pretty lit, y'all. Just a little sneaky peek.
Well, see, we ain't trying to get you in trouble.
Just a little sneaky peek. Nah, you know what? I'll wait. I ain't gonna do it. I'll wait. Y'all want to see it? It's gonna be live on my channel after this segment tonight. Y'all can see the Jace Pro Day. Nah, but I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna post it. I promise. What's up, James Richards? How you feeling, my boy? I was just about to talk about UGA and they doggone a spring game, man. How you feeling about UGA in the spring game? I know this is a Bama channel, but you one of our respected Georgia chatters, man. What you feeling? I know everybody gonna say it was basic.
It was better than the Glizzy Gobbers, I'll tell you that. I'll take their spring game over the Glizzy Gobbers.
Right, and they didn't look bad. I don't know what everybody else was talking about. They talking about their secondary. I mean, Georgia didn't look bad after I went back and watched it. To me, honestly, they didn't lose nothing on offense either. I'm just saying, man, they didn't look bad. But which is good to me. They look like they did last year. So if we was able to handle them last year with the coordinators and the things we was working with last year, I like our chances this year. I like our chances. Who do y'all think our center will be this season? Zach with the $9.99 super chat. Appreciate that, Zachary, my guy. Zachary Wilges, right? Wilges with the $9.99 super chat. He says, who do y'all think who do y'all think our center will be this season? Coach Jay, go ahead, man.
I got James, man. I got James Brockermeyer because I mean, and I'm a big Parker Brailsford fan. I was huge on Parker Brailsford, especially what he was able to do for Washington. I love what he did in the Texas game. That was the best game I've seen up into the season, especially how he was able to handle Devondre Sweat. But I like James Brockermeyer. I like James Brockermeyer. That spring game, man, you can tell that at least for now he's got the continuity with the linemen. Him and especially when he worked on the combo blacks and how he was kind of reaching level. It was just beautiful. It was beautiful to watch in the run game and especially in the passing game, right? Yeah. How he was able to kind of pass off, how he was able to communicate. I think that's the thing that I don't think people are talking about the most is his communication, how he was able to kind of get the offensive line settled. I think just because of that reason alone, I think the most important thing that a center has to have is continuity with the offensive lineman. And I think Parker is just a little bit raw right now. Again, he's a lot more familiar with the scheme than James was going into this thing, but I think James looked great. This looks like he didn't miss a beat. Like he was learned, like he knew this offense for 3 to 4 years already. And so just because of that already, I'm like, it's a great problem to have. Like you have 2 centers that could start on this team and we wouldn't skip that much of a beat. But just because of what I saw from that spring game, I got to give it to James.
I'm going to say James too, man. I think he's solidified himself. Parker is still a young kid, man. He's about to be a sophomore, right?
Yeah, sophomore. True sophomore. True sophomore.
He was a freshman starter, got thrown into the lineup last year as a freshman starter, which was, that's I don't care what league you play in. You come in as an offensive lineman on a college football level and become a starter, especially at the center position. For anybody's offense, that you have to display some inclined level of IQ and knowledge and ability to retain information. So I like Parker, like you said. I liked him when we got him in the portal. I have been saying it. Don't sleep on James. This is a whole new scheme. He's been forced to be, I guess you could say, quote unquote, like a something that he's really not when it comes to I guess learning a style of play that doesn't fit his skill set, right? So now he has that in his arsenal, the ability to kind of be aggressive. He's gotten the weight on. I don't know if y'all remember the interview, but we asked him, about some of the changes he's made to get better and being there as a 5th year senior. What's his feels on what he had to do to get better? And the first thing he said, he's just been focused on getting bigger. And that was the main thing with him for the last 2 years with this offensive line, how the makeup of the old line. He just didn't fit the size. He was 275, 280. Everybody else 300 plus, 295, 300 plus. So and you see how they worked out for us. It didn't help us to be the biggest offensive line. So I think Parker Brailsford is thriving in this scheme. We got Coach Cap. there who's very hands-on. He's a guy that can learn, very, very high IQ. So I like I like James Brockemeyer to take the starting job. Now, check this out. Moon Rocker came with a little caveat. My boy says, so coaches, if Brock wins center, do we try Book at tackle and try to get Parker B in there at guard? I don't see the benefit. If anything, if Parker can play center, he can play tackle. He could be the first look at tackle before you move Booker from guard. I'm telling you, the interior is what you don't really want to move around. You want to try to keep that. Once you find a groove there, you can kind of bounce off, the edges. You can kind of play off the edges and work around that, because you can always have a tight end or running back or H-back there to help with protection issues there.
I'm not messing with the best interior offensive line in the country.
Yeah,
I'm not. No, that's not moving. That's not new. You don't move that.
both of our guards are first round graded guys already right now. Jaden Robbins is a true junior this year, and you got Tyler Booker, who's going into his
true junior year.
Yeah, they both came in same year, so you got two juniors in the same class. Booker came in as a tackle, got moved to guard. You see his versatility there. I think Jaden Robbins came in as a guard. Got a little bit more weight on him. Always had size, just wasn't huge. And you see his technique and everything is just so sound and how strong he is. It's kind of hard to keep him off the field. And you look at the guys that they beat out for those positions, and we're in competition. I think y'all forget Tyler Booker had been playing as a true freshman. Like, they were rotating him, and who was it? True freshman year, Booker.
This is 21. Who's playing at guard?
Was it Chris Owens?
Oh, it might have been Chris Owens.
It might have been Chris Owens. It might have been Chris Owens. He was getting spot play for Chris, because Chris he wasn't at center anymore. From the previous year.
Because that was center. It wasn't. Well, Seth was playing there too, but it was somebody else who was starting. It was
Dalcourt was first.
Yeah, it was Dalcourt.
Yeah.
Then eventually they made that turn to him late in the season to Seth.
Yeah. So I just don't see it, Moonrock. I don't see the interior offensive lineman being moved. That first group is probably the most solidified area on the offensive line right now. And I think they're solid too deep, honestly, except the center position, of course. But Brailsford come back and gets his head up. I mean, you'll be solid too deep between the guards. So I kind of like it. Parker Brailsford wasn't the starter at Washington. I think he was, brother.
He was second team all Pac-12.
I remember him playing every snap against Michigan and Texas. I'm just saying. You feel me, Twan? Book played tackle before. Yeah, he did play. I'm just saying he got moved from tackle to guard since he's been in college, and that's where he's made his money at. That's all I'm saying. Deshaun Martin, I believe, will be a lot better than people are giving us credit for. Hey, I've been saying it since we hired Coach Kalen DeBoer, and I finally was able to do in-depth research. And I mean, even before that he was announced, we were already saying, man, this guy is the one that makes the most sense.
Yeah, everything. He played 2 games at guard, then they switched him at center, and then he started every game since at that spot. They didn't move him.
He played 2 games at tackle, then got switched to guard.
Then he moved to center.
Yeah. Parker had to switch because of injury to another guy at Washington. Yeah. That's what we're saying. He started at center. Like, all his starts were at center. If I'm not mistaken, because even the game he played at guard, he came in to replace a guy, didn't he?
Yeah. He wasn't initially supposed to start. He came because of injury, and then he just never left the field.
Right. Yeah. I mean, once he started. And then he was a piece of the puzzle when Kalen DeBoer came over. I mean, they went after this guy, told him, hey, we would definitely like you to come over here. Ooh, Antoine. You think so? Because I did see some things in the spring game, and I heard some talks up in the booth when they were watching Casey Poe and some of his snaps in the spring game. I really did. What you think, Coach Day?
Barrett Jones. I haven't heard that name in a long time. That's interesting. Like I said, that's very interesting about KC Poe. I mean, like I said, their builds are similar. Their builds are similar. I gotta take that. I gotta take that look at KC Poe again. But that's interesting.
Yeah, because I mean,
Barrett Jones is one of my favorite players, man. So that's high praise if you're gonna give somebody.
Yeah, yeah, you gotta. I don't know. Casey Poe got a motor like Barrett. I mean, I see the motor, and like you said, the build. Barrett Jones was different, man, at every position across the line. Like
everywhere. He legit won an award for every he played at.
Let me see. And once again, people kill me living in the past with Miro. There's such a thing as development and maturing. I'm glad I don't base my future life on what I did last year. Hate that, man. Let me tell you, myself and my partner was watching what it was, the LSU game. Hey, that was the LSU game and the Tennessee game we watched. We was watching the LSU and the Tennessee game earlier today, right? Mm-hmm. Not once did Jalen Miro overthrow a pass or underthrow a pass or miss a read in both of those games when he had a good snap and or solid protection. Intermediate passes, there was a deep crosser to Isaiah Bonds. There was a deep out to Martin Black. There was a crosser to Malik Benson that he hit in stride. There was a deep comeback to Jermaine Burton that he hit on time. All because, one, majority of them, he just had time. But the perfect ones where it was like, oh my God, he's open and he hit it, it was because he had a perfect snap and he had time. One thing I will say about Miro, though, is when he does create time for himself, his depth downfield is still a problem. His depth perception for his releases and everything is still a challenge. So hopefully he can clear that up. I've seen a lot of positive things about play calling style from this staff than last staff that I think is going to keep him from being exposed like that, though. But I definitely want to see a lot of improvement on that. Mm-hmm. And the same thing with Ty Simpson. You know, once he creates plays, man, once he extends plays to create a play, he gets outside of himself, outside his mechanics, and that's the biggest downfall. You can't do that when you got a guy like Miro in front of you and you're trying to push for the start of the job. Yeah, I think everybody who watched college football know that Parker Brailsford started all but 2 games. Y'all heard about the cornerback from Arizona State? He's visiting this weekend. He's a safety, and yeah, I mean, if you get him, I'm not saying don't go get him. But we are limited on scholarships, right? And we need corners. We need offensive tackle. Those are things that we need. So I would love to see. I think we have 6 scholarships available right now. That's including that's with the current signees coming on for the 25 fall. I'm sorry. Or is it 24 fall? Would they call that 24 fall? This upcoming fall, or is it 25?
24.
24? Okay. Yeah, so I don't know. I think we got 6 scholarships available. So do you want to go out and get a guy that's not going to be able to play corner? Or who on the roster right now is helping that safety that you're trying to push out the corner? You know what? If that's the case, Jay, are they trying to push a current starter out to corner? Maybe. Right, Darius Morgan played boundary.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He played boundary at Central.
I like his build.
I mean, he's more of a corner build than he is that box safety. That's one thing we were concerned about, that weight. He's up to about 180 right now, finally touching that 180. And you see how he plays. I mean, he can cover everything inside that box. Everything in the hook, the flats. I mean, he can cover.
What? I don't mind that, though, because Jabbar Muhammad was 179 when he played, and he transitioned to safety to corner, to boundary corner. So that's a big possibility.
The footwork is there. I mean, the boss play skills is there. You got Damani Jackson and what's the combination over there? Rotation. Damani and Mbakwe. I saw Xavier Brown over there at the ISO side. Mm-hmm. You put Red Morgan in the boundary with Malachi Moore or Keon Sabb or Devontae Smith, whatever their safety rover Husky rotation is. I like it. I like the mix up. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know, chat. I don't know. That's something to think about.
That's if they feel confident in their safety. I mean, like I said, I like it. I like the safety depth. I think safety depth is way better than the cornerback depth. So if you feel like you're a little too deep in that position, yeah, you could move You could move somebody that's had boundary experience. You just place them there.
Oh, that boy said yeet.
Like
y'all so funny, bro. They so funny. I love this chat, man. Y'all's a fool, man. But listen, hold up, Linda. It was Miro versus LSU. He shined that game. I give credit. Hey, Linda, appreciate you for pulling up. Miro, a lot of all the scores, I think, but one were with his legs. Him in the running game with their legs, all but one. But you look at how he used the passing game to create those running lanes. They literally started playing zone. And yes. He played cornerback too, Davin. The guy from Arizona State. I see all the clips I seen of him was like safety clips. I don't know. If he did play corner, he better come in ready, because I'm telling you, our young guys at the corner position, man. But yeah, that LSU game was different. It was different.
I might just be content to say, you know what? Let's just leave the secondary how it is. I might just be content to say that. I might just say, let's just leave it to the young guys. Leave it to them to just go to kind of grow up and develop. Because what's the worst case scenario?
Injuries, man. That's the only. I mean, literally, Jay, the only concern there. I promise you can talk to everybody around the cornerback room. You can talk to the equipment managers, the defensive players that's not on the field when these young guys are on the field, and nobody's tripping about freshmen being on the field. That's Peyton Woodyard, Drake Kirkpatrick, Jalen Mbakwe, Zay Mincy, Zabin Brown, Radarius Morgan, like all of those guys, when they're on the field, it's like they don't miss a beat. I don't know if y'all seen it, but there was no change of play in the secondary, whichever team was on the field. Whichever group was on the field, there was no change of play in the secondary. First team gave up a few big plays. Second team gave up a few big plays. Both of them made adjustments in the second half of the spring game. I mean, huge adjustments. You saw guys flying to the ball on the release. You saw guys kind of cheating and diagnosing plays, not necessarily cheating, but using familiarity and diagnosing plays early. Not necessarily reading the play, because you're not going to know what the offense is going to run. You know, they're going to give you one set, but 12 different plays, right? Same look, different personnel, you know. So I like our secondary, but the only thing, Jay, is depth, man. You gotta have 8-9 corners. You gotta have 9 corners that when you get to 8 and 9, those are like they're the best worst options you got. Anything after that is like, man, you praying for dear life. That's what happened with LSU last year.
Yeah, they lost too much. They had to play. They literally had to play walk-on players that weren't even natural boundary. They were safeties, and they had to put them in that corner.
Yeah,
got torn up. Yeah.
Hakim you say if we got 3 quick kickers on scholarship, one of them needs to go. It's only I think it's only 2 right now on scholarship, and then you bought the Lou Grossman award winner. So you got the punter, kicker. As a matter of fact, I don't even think James Burnip is on scholarship. I don't think James Burnip is on scholarship, y'all. He's a 5th-year guy this year. So he might not be on scholarship. Will Riker wasn't on scholarship last year. People don't know that. He wasn't on scholarship last year. Why? I mean, NIL, he didn't need to finish school. I mean, he was already graduated, 2 years removed from being graduated, right? Then he graduated as a junior, a spring junior.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all can fact check me, but that was what was so everybody was so surprised that he came back for another year, because hey, bro, we thought you done got 2 degrees already. What are you doing? Like, I just want to play college football. I want to kick in college. Like, that's what NIL has done. I mean, that's a good thing for some players, because you got like the Shipley boy that played at Clemson for 9 years, right? You remember he was in college for like 9.
No, it was all 4 years. It looked like it was 5 years. But
not Shipley, the one.
Renfro,
Hunter Renfro.
Yeah, no, that was 6 years.
Yeah, that boy was in college forever. Him and Stetson Bennett. And you look at how NIL rewards them, man. They don't go to the next level and become superstars. You know, they usually have identity crises and issues and stuff like that, if they don't get to the right program or system that fits them or the right management, it's kind of like I said, it's good and bad for NIL, all the collective stuff. But overall, how it's being handled right now is horrible. It's horrible. Well, Antoine Barrett was a whole body of work. Okay, I see the debate. How do you guys feel about tight end room? Do we take a portal guy? No.
Cool.
No.
So you had to be in sync about that? No.
No. You know, it's 2 rooms. Jay, if you can pick 2 rooms on each side of the ball to not touch and with the portal for this upcoming season, give me one of them on the offensive side right now.
Running back. I'll give you 2. Running back and tight end.
I was going to say the same thing. Running back and tight end. So I'll go as far as say tight end and wide receiver room. I don't care what y'all say. What we got coming in with those young guys and what's still healthy on
Murray, Ryan, Rico.
Lamar, Jefferson, Scott, and Williams. That trio is going to be. We're going to get to see glimpses of that trio with Caleb Odom out on the field, and then the fact that you all see that. Show me where y'all seen a wide receiver line up in the same spot 3 plays in a row in the spring game. Show me a series where these wide receivers lined up in the same spot 3 plays in a row during the whole scrimmage. The rotation, that I couldn't even tell who was first group and who was second group. I saw Cole Adams catching passes from Milroe. I saw Bubba Hampton running routes for Milroe and Ty Simpson. I saw Emmanuel Henderson running routes for Simpson and Lonergan. Like, this wide receiver room is going to be used. They're going to be rotated. I think the first 6 weeks of the season, you're going to see a lot of maybe 7 to 9 man rotation at the wide receiver position. And the tight end room, I guarantee you all 5 of those guys get used, man. I guarantee you all 5 of those guys get used. Jay, with the ability that CJ Dupree, Robbie Oates, Danny Lewis have and being able to be split.
I like that. Yep. You're about to say it.
Go ahead. You got it.
I said the Washington transfer looked good as well. Looked good as advertised.
Hey, not only did he look good, but he looked a lot smaller and a lot more hybrid look than what I expected. You look at those guys sometimes coming over from the West Coast, you're like, man, ain't no way. And he gives you kind of not skill set, not by any means. But y'all remember Brock Myers' first year? Not Brock Myers, but Brock Bowers' first year coming on the scene. He didn't look like he was going to be out there beasting, snagging on dudes, taking the top off of defenses, anything from the slot. He still had that baby red on him. That's what Josh Quavers looked like. Same build, similar makeup. Robbie Ouz looked like grown Brock. You got baby Brock and Josh Quavers. And CJ Dupree is going to go crazy this year. Him and Danny Lewis are probably going to have like some of the craziest catches in the red zone. And Caleb Odom, I guarantee you.
It's gonna be fun. That's one room that I'm so excited for. Knowing because we've seen Washington with 3 tight ends set. Literally utilize all 3 of their tight ends, including going into 13 tight end sets, especially in the red zone.
Right.
And how much of a factor that they've actually been everywhere that Kalen DeBoer has been at. It's always been a crazy rotation of tight ends being utilized. At least 3 of them puts up pretty good numbers, massive production. So I'm excited.
So to go on the defensive side, kind of to get away from the obvious, being the defensive line, we've already talked about how great they are. A room that I'm not messing with is the safety rotation, bro.
You're good.
Safeties. I mean, Sabb, Moore, Smitty, Hubbard. Like I said, Woodyard, even Tony Mitchell back there, and didn't get a lot of burn, but I mean, another solid quality talent in that room. Rodarius Morgan's in that safety room. You got Drake Kirkpatrick Jr. working in that safety room. Elijah May working unnamed, somebody that most people don't know. I'm telling you, watch for 38 to make some type of impact, whether it's on special teams or some type of relief role. If it happens this season, watch Elijah May start to get some looks. That kid is a talent, man. I can't wait. We got some things set up this summer for the channel, man, with a lot of players. And it's going to be some guys that a lot of you may not know because they're not the marquee names, but it's some quality guys really working to help this team get better. And I wouldn't be surprised if they got their opportunity and they just burst on the scene. So I'm gonna go with that safety room. Who's your group on the defensive side?
Well, let's see. I was about to say safety, but you took that away from me, as always. I can't. I was about. It's just safety. I love that safety room so much.
Right.
That honestly was the biggest improvement for me, was seeing the second and the third unit guys. Seeing what Drake Kirkpatrick Jr. was able to kind of do back there as a true freshman. What he was able to do that back there. What Red Morgan was the shock to me, because you're talking about somebody that made that transition, the corner all the way to safety, and how quickly he was able to kind of grasp the concepts.
Bro, literally 3 practices. 3 practices. They said Red Morgan was on top of it, man. He was the one coming into the film room in the coach's offices with Malachi Moore, Deontay Smith. When Damani Jackson got there, like Damani Jackson was another guy. He's at corner, but these guys in the secondary, that's why I believe there were so many mistakes made, because they are so technically like on top of each other, man. They be at each other trying to make sure everybody got it right. And you can see the communication starting to develop. But those young guys, man, they have been impressive. I'll give you one. I'll say the outside linebacker room, bro. The edge guys.
Okay.
I think that's another room. You don't need to go out and get any more talent. That's a lot of young, unproven talent. I think we didn't get to. We didn't get to see them unleashed in the spring game. It was clear. It was obvious. But I mean, you got your edges, your fast edges, and Q Rob, Keanu Cole, Yanzi Pierre, Quay Russaw. Then you got your big guys, Beeman, Renard, LT Overton. You got Ja Latham out there pushing that big end. Like, the edge room and the ends are like probably my second favorite group, and I say edge room because you'll see them in practice working. Like, you'll see some of the defensive linemen go and work with just the outside linebacker guys. Like, that's what they do. But Yanzi Pierre, I know we didn't see a lot from him in the spring game, but I'm telling you, this rotational depth on the defensive side is going to be so key to where young guys who don't get all the practice reps, they get to come in and just do one thing. Go get the quarterback, or do one thing. Go lock up the running back. So you're not putting them in position to have to go through some crazy growing pains. What else? We got a few more comments. And we just want to talk, man. We just want to talk to y'all tonight, Any news on Dejon Lee? Dejon Lee has been hush-hush, as a matter of fact. Y'all remember when Luke Metz called me earlier? Let me see if I could get a surprise. Not a surprise. Let me see if I can get my boy DJ on the phone for y'all. Shamari Earl hurt my feelings, man, when he committed to South Carolina yesterday. I didn't see that coming. But the thing was, I think he got up there, man, and they just gave him. They've been looking for their big corner for a while, and Shamari fits that mold, man. They ain't had a big corner like Shamari in a minute, and he's going to start. True freshman starter right there when he gets on campus with them. Rangy, strong at the point of attack. Recovery speed is there. Technically sound. I mean, Dejon Lee, Shamari Earl. What's the other cornerback in this class, man? Oh, man, can't think of the young man's name. But all three of them, Grayson Littleton. If you go watch these guys in press, man, most calm, cool, collected guys, never look frustrated, never look flustered, and any type of, adverse, get stacked, get turned around. All of them flip their hits good, drive out of their breaks good, attack the ball when it's a playable ball for the defense. Like, I don't know, man. It's just a lot of talent in this chat, man. In this class, all over the field. Hey, David Jones. So I got a question, and this is a debate I like to have a lot, right? I thought I had it. But so what I say is this. Everybody try to give Kool-Aid such this great credit for development. Honestly, I think Kool-Aid was put in a great situation when he got thrown out as a true freshman, right? I mean, we had weaknesses just about everywhere in the secondary. So it wasn't like he had to do much to kind of, get in there and solidify himself. That sophomore slump, you only saw big plays made by Kool-Aid, but the routine plays, he missed a lot of them, sophomore and junior year. I want your take on Kool-Aid, man. Do you feel like he should be considered as like one of the top corners to come through Bama? What you give him? Not like just like if you gave him a top rating, like what would you put him? Top 10, top 15, top 5, what?
I don't know if I can put. Okay, so let's see. So let me try to
just name off 5. I know he's not in your top 5.
Yeah, he's not in my top 5. So we got so I'm so number one for me was Drake Kirkpatrick.
Mm-hmm.
Number two for me is I'm gonna have to say if this is bias. I'm very biased. I'm gonna have to say Javier Arenas. That's just me. I'm biased. So that's just me.
I'm not mad at it. One of the best press corners Bama came through Bama. So I'm not mad at it.
Number 3, I would say D. Milner. Number 4, did I say Patrick Tane?
Nuh-uh.
Nope. So I'll put Patrick Tan number 4, and then number 5. I want to say it's either between Terrion or Marlon.
I was about to say I'm going Marlon, and then I might even go. I mean, in no particular order. Your first 5 is definitely an argument. That there's some solid ones there.
And that's
we're just talking Saban era. We're just talking Saban era, everybody.
Yeah. There's a lot more I can put on that.
Yeah.
Levi Wallace 2017 year, in my opinion, was better than Kool-Aid's sophomore and junior years.
I mean, if we going there, Anthony Aber had a solid junior year. You get what I'm saying? Like, it was a lot of corners. So, I mean, Kool-Aid just benefited from getting thrown in at a time where he was able to make the big plays. But those routine plays is something that you saw him focus on a lot more in the middle of the season. And he got caught in some bad spots the last 2 games of the season. So, but Kool-Aid has the potential. He has the build, right? So, yeah. What's happening? What the cockroaches? Brock Bowers, the greatest tight end in college football history. You ain't got no argument from me.
Yeah. I ain't mad about that one.
You ain't got no argument from me, Darius. I'm a big Brock Bowers fan. As much as I hate to admit it, I love watching Brock Bowers play the tight end position because 1, he gonna block. 2, he's physical. 3, he gonna make plays. 4, deceptive feet, footwork, speed, jumping ability. Like, the boy was made in a lab. The young man was made in the lab, and you ain't got no argument from me. First thing that made sense that you ever said in this chat, I promise you.
Do we classify Minka Fitzpatrick as a corner though? Do we classify him as a corner? Yeah, Minka.
I mean, because even in the league, don't he play safety now?
Safety. It's all pro safety.
And he played nickel. He played nickel.
He was a hybrid.
So, where the cockroaches at? Y'all keep talking about cockroaches. Hey, look, my boy Darius giving me some love, man. Hey, shout out to you, my boy Darius. That's the first thing that's the first and only thing you've ever said that made sense in this chat. So I told you I show you love. I give you flowers when you deserve them. You know what I'm saying? They said Diggs. I mean, all these players, all these names, and so
yeah, Trayvon.
All these names can go in front of Kool-Aid to me. To me, if we being real, you know who Kool-Aid reminded me of with his inconsistency? And y'all gonna beat me up. So when I say this, I might have to go get some protection. But Cyrus Jones.
I was just about to. I was just about to say. I'm like he's about to say Cyrus Jones. So his tongue's telling me he's about to say Cyrus Jones.
Hey, Cyrus Jones. Kool-Aid look like Cyrus Jones. Don't beat me up, y'all. Don't throw the fruit and the.
Cyrus Jones was good. It's 2015.
Don't be throwing no glizzies on the stage. Tell them keep the glizzies in the pocket. Keep the glizzies in the pocket. Oh man, Coach Smook, and the undefeated. Oh, the president. Hold on, Patriot Life. You the president. We got to give you a proper exit. Got to get the president a proper exit from the stream. Hold on. Because he's a cool cat. I'm going to tell y'all right now. Patriot Life is a cool cat. You got to give my boy the proper exit. All right, Patriot Life. I see you, man. Hold it down, El Presidente. Listen, if you guys are ever in a jam and you want to become a fan member, fan funder, but you like, damn, just reach out to the prez. He'll gift you a sub. That's Patriot Life, the president of the Undefeated. Smooth. Yeah. Okay, I had to let that ride. That sounds pretty smooth.
This is really like a rated M or rated X type of song. I swear, man. Every time that song goes on, man, I'm thinking to myself that this is like HBO.
Hey, listen. Were you supposed to be in bed? Jay, when you go try to find that other bottle of Jergens?
And I swear, man, I thought we were about to watch Jane Chronicles. It's like,
hey, Moonrocker, for real. Y'all think y'all feeling me on the side? But Coach Jay, I mean, I wasn't crazy for saying it because y'all remember Cyrus Jones had some big picks in the playoffs.
He was the man that 2015 year. He was that dude.
But it was also some plays you be looking at like, dang, Cyrus. Like,
yeah.
You made that play last week. How do you get beat on this one? There was a couple of them. Eddie Jackson. See, these guys, you're naming Chris, you're naming safeties, bro. Because Daquan, he played nickel like Minka. He played nickel. He never would have played corner in the league. He ended up getting drafted as a safety in the league. Smook, some of the guys said I was the Speaker of the House. Love it. Oh, Cynthia, the Speaker of the House? Nominations. We gonna do nominations on a couple posts. We're gonna get some shorts cut. But yeah, Jackson was all pro safety. Yep, facts, 100%. Listen, tomorrow morning, the schedule will be just like it was this morning. We got Kyle kicking it off with the phone call segment. I think the time frames might be adjusted tomorrow. You guys had a lot of phone calls in today. He didn't get to a lot of them, but I'm not sure if they're going to actually. Let me look. I haven't seen the message. Yeah, I haven't seen the message since earlier. But I don't know. Hopefully they bring the call segment. Keep it going for a little bit longer. I liked Ryan Williams posting videos of his little brother again. But yeah, hopefully tomorrow morning, y'all can get a longer calling segment. I like hearing some of your calls. Definitely good to hear from the fans. Like I said, I'm still getting set up, so hopefully I'm able to get squared away here soon. Get settled in, so I can set up the big setup and get the phone call segment going. And maybe maybe I'll get my opportunity. Maybe I'll get to hear some of y'all cuss me out and stuff. Like I got the beeper. So when y'all cuss me out, just let me know. And when y'all come on, if y'all don't like me, just say that from the jump so I can know to be ready for it with the bleep button. I think we could have some fun with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind not being liked. I kind of like the energy, the balance of support and, not being liked. I kind of like the energy. I think it's all a part of content creation. Half the time, it's just fun. It's just fun. So, but y'all can follow me at Coach Smook on every platform. That's at Coach Smook on every platform. Y'all know if y'all come to Twitter, it get real. It's that time of the month. I tell people, Jay, I be telling folks every month on Twitter, I have my time of the month, right? And all the stuff I've been holding back for weeks that I've been seeing happening, that I've been seeing the backdoor stuff and all that, I be holding it in. And all it takes is one thing and it triggered me, man. And I just
we talked about that. We talked about that a little earlier. We didn't go too much into depth.
Man, I don't be caring, bro. Like the truth gonna set you free.
Now, you saw a lot of people's true colors. Like you saw a lot of people's true colors really start to shine out.
And they will come in here and continue to watch and won't say nothing. And that's fine. That is fine. Just make sure when Tony Sakalis breaks another report, make sure you give him his shout out. You know, and make sure when who else drops reports? I mean, Pete Nako's been dropping them. Make sure you give him a shout out. Make sure you give these content creators and these writers, they love when you go and resource their stuff. Don't put it off as your own. You guys have seen me literally work my way into some of these recruits' information and find out things about them to get connected. And I never once, you know, had to go through and steal somebody else's source or anything like that. So at the end of the day, we are covering the same university, but there's the respect thing. You know, I wouldn't go over there talking Bills stuff without checking in with Coach J out of respect. You get what I'm saying? I wouldn't go doing Bills reactions knowing that me and Coach J, we cross paths multiple times. We've done content together. I would not do a Bills fan reaction or any fan reaction to any team in Coach J style or anything that will remotely, unless I'm giving him his credit. I've done it. I've given people credit on videos, like everything. So it doesn't hurt me. It doesn't hurt me. I just hate that people try to make it about, you know, than what it really is. And it is what it is.
People, even though we all know that's not the truth.
It is. Rubbernecking. That's right, Cynthia. And y'all notice I never go and call for help. Everybody else be backpedaling, deleting tweets and stuff. I will never do that. We not backpedaling. We stand 10 toes down. Hey, we stand 10 toes down, man. We all know MJ is the GOAT. Nah, see, don't start that mess. Do not start that mess. Look, Moon Rocket. Hey, the Moon Rocket started stuff in the chat.
Look. Michael Jordan conversation. Oh boy.
Look at y'all, man. Y'all is a trip. You see how that start? That's how you want to get an argument started in the barbershop? Go ahead and go in there, man. Go ahead and go in the barbershop and say
LeBron and MJ in the United States. I'll tell you this right now. I'm gonna tell you a conversation that's worse than that. If you go outside the United States, let's say you go to Europe, and if you just say Lionel Messi's better than Cristiano Ronaldo, I swear you're gonna get beat up. That conversation talk is worse than LeBron and MJ.
Yeah,
if you want to get really going.
Now, Goofball, my type of guy. We don't get a lot of argument with that. People just automatically factor Kobe out. Understandable. You know, he didn't play 20 plus years. He didn't win six championships. He won 5. Yeah. You know, but nobody's going to give him his credit. You know, and
I will say this though: Kobe wasn't the man on those 3 championship teams.
He was the man on 3 of them. He was the man on 3 of them. 2 of them he wasn't, because there was another man out there by the name of Shaquille O'Neal. That was the most unstoppable force for a span of like 6 years in the NBA. I mean, unstoppable.
Since when?
Unstoppable for a good 6-year span. I mean, people forget Shaq when he first came in the league, my guy. My man was doing coast to coast before Zion Williamson, Zion and LeBron and them. Shaq was doing it. Go ask KG who he watched when he watched coast to coast. How, man, Shaq used to get out on that break, man.
Shaq, Dominique. Shaq before him it was Dominique, and then you had who was that cat that played with the Sonics? It was
Sean Kemp.
Sean Kemp, yep.
Yes, sir.
Charles Barkley was doing it.
Charles Oakley,
yep.
Yeah, young Charles Oakley. Barker, I forget his name. Baker. What's his name? Played with Sean Kemp. Not Charles Oakley, but it was Baker. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Is it Antonio Baker? Who played with Kemp? What's his name? Baker. Vin Baker. That's right, Antoine. You know who I'm talking about. Yeah, Vin Baker. Vin Baker, baby. Shoot. Even Vlade Divac wasn't as much of an imposer, but he was one of your big distributing big men before, you know, Jokic and all them. They just didn't have systems, man. Like, you didn't play in space like they do now. Yeah, Vin Baker. I'm telling you, I'm a basketball head. Like, old school NBA. I mean, I have to get back on it now because, you know, this day and age, it's hard to watch the game, bro. So much flopping.
I'm trying to win the playoffs and stuff. I mean, like I said, there's a few players I like. I like Anthony Richardson. I like what's his name? Richardson. Well, no. Yeah, I like him. I like what's the cat that Anthony Edwards? Anthony Edwards is starting to become Anthony Edwards and Jokic are starting to become my 2 favorite players of this generation.
Anthony Edwards is a dog, man. I don't think people realize the type of athleticism he possessed in that 6'8", 6'9" frame.
that's young 80s MJ. I don't care what people say. That's the athletic. Maybe was he as good as MJ in the 80s? Probably not, but that he comes close.
I mean, the shot, you know, MJ was just well-rounded and everything coming into the league. And he just kept getting better. Like, nobody ever got better than MJ once he got in the league. Nobody. Like, MJ should have been the first team D, like, every year. To be honest, like, every year outside of his rookie year when he got the injury?
Second year.
Second year?
The first year, he averaged 28. In the second year, you know, so he played 2 games and got hurt towards his, I think it's 8.
Look at us talking. Anthony Edwards was only 6'5". I thought he was like 6'7".
He's sick. He looks 6'7". He's 6'5", 230 as a guard.
Dang, I thought he was like 6'7". 2K need to fix their stuff. I've seen him in person on AAU circuit. Yeah, I seen him when he was a junior in high school, and he looked like he was about 6'5" then. That's why I thought he was 6'7" now. But yeah, man, I'm up out of here, bro. That's my segment for tonight. Appreciate you for hanging out, chopping it up with me. Y'all know y'all can find Coach Jay. Tell them where they can find you, Coach Jay.
Twitter, Jansen16, YouTube, Jant Sports, as always.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all check us out in the morning, man. Like I said, I don't have the schedule, but y'all know we have our kickoff time. It's always, 9 Central, 10 Eastern. 9 Central, 10 Eastern. Y'all pull up on Kyle for the call-in segment. We'll have Ty Hayes here tomorrow, and then I'll be closing it out the midday segment. Yeah, so I'll see y'all tomorrow, y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Hey, much blessings to everybody. Thank y'all for all the super chats, all the support. Every fan funder that's joined the team tonight. Appreciate y'all, man, for doing what y'all do and showing up and showing out every night. We really do appreciate y'all. For myself, Coach Jay, myself and Coach Jay, we appreciate y'all and have a good night. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Oh, there it is. Oh, God, I thought I was about to do this, but all right. Well, I guess we're gonna close it out doing this. You guys know what I'm about to do.